Welcome, Bulldog baseball fans, to WNKX for this Thursday afternoon presentation of Bulldog Baseball. We're in Humphreys County as your Hickman County Bulldogs are set to do battle with the Waverly Central Tigers. First pitch coming your way in a few moments. We've definitely been busy here on WNKX, and you're going to hear no complaints from me. And the third game of the week is going to be a good one. It's the 8-5 Waverly Central Tigers, who have been riding a 5-game winning streak, going up against your 8-4 Hickman County Bulldogs, who might not be riding a 5-game winning streak, but they are coming off of one of the most exciting games we've seen thus far this season, as they defeated Lewis County 13-12 on Tuesday after coming back being down 9 runs. So it's going to be the immovable force against the unstoppable object. I think I said that backwards, but that's all right. You get the point. These two teams are really good. And it's going to take some perfect baseball on both sides for one of these two teams to walk out of here victorious. And the Bulldogs being on the road tonight, they will be swinging the sticks first. And to take a look at this Bulldog lineup, batting first is Aiden Spiegelmeyer, batting second is Braden Chesser, batting third is John Michael Lewis, in cleanup is Andy Kraft, batting fifth is Carter Bates, batting sixth is Kylan Seal, seventh is Wyatt Bates, eighth is Jackson Bates, and batting ninth is Major Qualls. So a very stout Bulldog lineup, which has been going through a lot of changes because of the injury to their starting catcher, number 12, Braden McCaleb, who's been an absolute leader on this team. He's been one of the best defenders and one of the best hitters in the district, so they've been having to learn how to win games without him, and they're going to have to do just that for the next 2 weeks or so as he recovers from a chainsaw injury. Yes, you heard me correctly, a chainsaw injury, but really that should come as a surprise to no one, knowing that his nickname is Tractor. It only makes sense that he would suffer some sort of mechanical injury like that, but we wish Braden to have a very speedy recovery. This team is not the same without him, but there's a lot of talent on this Bulldog side, and they can find ways to win. We saw it on Tuesday, but they're going to have to dig deep if they want to beat Waverly. Now, Waverly is an immensely talented ball club, and they have been for a long time. It seems like they generate talent unlike any other school in the mid-state. I mean, there's a few names that come to my mind, the first being Andrew Lindsay. Now, he graduated from Waverly Central High School. He went on to play for the Tennessee Volunteers. He was a part of that 2023 World Series team. The Vols went all the way to win it, and he was there with them, and then he eventually went on to get drafted by the Miami Marlins as well. Such a talented young man who came right here to Waverly High School. I think also about Brendan Self, a more recent talent who still plays on this 2026 Waverly team. He's a tall right-handed pitcher. He plays a little bit of infield too, ranked highly as an uncommitted prospect. I know during my time at Hickman County High School, I faced off with Mason Malone. He graduated in 2020. He was a right-handed pitcher and a middle infielder, super athletic and threw a fastball in the upper 80s, pushing 90 miles an hour. And going back to 2018, Drew McElwain, he was a former all-district pitcher for the Tigers, and it seems like the list goes on and on of talented Waverly Tigers. And now the starting lineups are being introduced for both of these ball teams, and we prepare for the national anthem and first pitch coming your way on WNKX. And that concludes our national anthem, which means we're only a few moments away from the first pitch from Humphreys County on the campus of Waverly Central High School. And it'll be the Hickman County Bulldogs taking their cuts first, starting with Aiden Spiegelmeyer. But before that, let's take a look at the starting pitching for Waverly tonight. It's going to be Cole Bailey, the southpaw, number 12, on the bump tonight. He is the third starting pitcher for this Waverly team behind Self and Span. He's accumulated 12 2/3 innings of work. Hitters are hitting .250 against him, and he has an ERA of 2.76. So not bad numbers at all. If those are the numbers you're getting from your starting pitcher number 3, that means you must be living right with your pitching staff. And Bailey is definitely known for his stuff. Of course, coming out of that left-handed arm slot, it has a bit of a natural break anyway, but he's not going to blow you away with velocity. But he's going to generate a lot of swings and misses because of that off-speed stuff, because of the tail and run he gets on his fastball. So the Bulldogs will really have to sit in, keep that front shoulder inside, hands inside, and just try to drive something hard the opposite way. And as Aiden Spiegelmeier is set to dig into the box, let's take a look at this Waverly outfield. Patrolling left field will be number 27, Bryce Griffin. In center field, number 6, Brennan Dilley. And in right field, number 25, Bryce Spann, who is a member of that 1-2 punch along with Self. But the Bulldogs not going to have to contend with him today, as Spann takes over right field with that cannon of an arm. And we are underway from Waverly, and Spiegelmeier swings and misses at the game's first pitch. He's down 0-1 in the count. The second pitch bounces to the plate and goes all the way back to the net. And Spiegelmeier, he is that prototypical leadoff guy, really good at putting the bat on the ball, and he runs really well, just an all-around athlete. He's been having to get used to that shortstop position after holding down center field in the first few games of the year. We saw him a lot midway through the lineup batting third just a few games ago, but with the changes in the lineup due to the McCaleb injury, Spiegelmeier taking over, batting first. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Bailey. Called strike 3, a breaking ball catches the corner. And it's 1 up, 1 down for the Dogs in the top half of the first. And that brings in the freshman third baseman, number 28, Braden Chesser. And my, oh my, how Chesser has blossomed into a great ball player so early in his high school career. And he steps in with 1 out in the first inning. Bailey winds and deals. Takes it up in the zone for a ball. No, called a strike. Just at the letters. The 0-1 pitch. That one misses off the inside part, maybe a little up as well. And let's take a look at the rest of this Waverly defense. Playing third base, number 2, Kyson Damesworth. Playing shortstop, it's number 00, Mal Burns. Playing second base, number 4, Ty Brooks. And playing first base, it's number 15, Brody Davis. Behind the plate is number 17, Lucas Wilson. And on the mound, number 12, Cole Bailey. Chesser way ahead in the count, 2-1 with 1 out already in the inning. And he's swinging 2-1, chopper to short. Fielded backhand, throw on to first in plenty of time. And it's 2 up and 2 down for Bailey. Now it's going to be number 4, John Michael Lewis, batting third to take his cuts. He was the starting pitcher on Tuesday. And the last time we saw John Michael in the batter's box, he scorched a 2-out double down the left field line to put runners on second and third. And that really felt like a must-have for John Michael, just trying to find some momentum. And he takes the first pitch over for a strike from Bailey. John Michael, a very emotional ball player, and that can be good or bad depending on how you're able to use it. And whenever John Michael's fired up for the positive, he's one of the best players that we'll see in the district or even in the mid-state, already committed to Columbia State Community College. And John Michael can play just about anywhere you ask him to, whether it's behind the plate, shortstop, second base, on the mound. Doesn't matter. He will answer the call wherever Coach Duchesne wants to put him. And we're going to see a lot of that as he continues his playing career at Columbia State. They haven't locked him into one position yet, just wherever he's feeling the best on any given day. And those are some of the liberties that you have being at a community college. Lewis ahead in the count, 2-1. Bailey winds, high leg kick and delivers. Lewis takes. That one misses just downstairs for ball 3. He's way ahead 3-1. The Bulldogs looking for their first base runner in this one. Hickman County's already gotten some experience facing left-handed pitching this week. The 3-1 pitch misses just low for ball 4. And Lewis will go visit Craig Shelton down there at first. They faced Keegan Clayton earlier this week, the southpaw for Lewis County. And with Hickman County having a right-handed dominant lineup, that would certainly play into their favor, and that's what we heard Coach Mike Smithson talk about on Tuesday. And you might be wondering, where, oh where, is my broadcast partner Colby Shelton? Never fear, he will be here at around 5:30. Got a bit of a delayed start because he has a job or whatever. So we're looking forward to seeing Colby when he gets here. But now it's the cleanup man, Andy Kraft, with a runner on first. Got to be mindful of that left-handed pickoff move from Bailey. Gives a couple of looks and delivers. Kraft, first pitch swinging chopper, bodied up by the first baseman. He takes it himself, and that will end the top half of inning number 1. With no runs coming across, Lewis reached on a walk, and we're heading to the bottom half of the first, and Waverly will take their first cuts of the afternoon. And let's go ahead and take a look at this Bulldog defensive alignment, shall we? Playing left field is number 14, Major Qualls. Playing center field is number 9, Andy Kraft. And in right field, it's number 24, Kylan Seal. It's not too often we see him out there in right, but it's going to make sense when I tell you who's on the mound. The Bulldog infield from left to right. At third base is number 28, Braden Chesser. At shortstop is number 1, Aiden Spiegelmeyer. At second base is number 5, Carter Bates. Playing first base is number 40, Jackson Bates. Behind the plate is number 4, John Michael Lewis. And on the mound for your Hickman County Bulldogs is number 7, Wyatt Bates. And he is your normal everyday right fielder, which explains why Kylan Seal's out there patrolling right. And usually when we've seen Wyatt Bates this season, it's whenever he's come out of the bullpen as a reliever. But he has been super efficient, and he's given Coach DeShane and this Hickman County team a lot of longevity. So if he's on, for Bates is over for a strike. And you're going to see a lot of that from Wyatt Bates on the mound. A lot of strikes, working fast, trying to get quick outs. That fastball had a bit of movement on it. Maybe a two-seamer. That one misses just out of the zone for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bates comes set. The pitch to Dilly. Ground ball to third. Chesser fields it clean on the grass. Throw over to first. And plenty of time for out number 1. And that sums up exactly how Wyatt Bates is going to be operating today, working in on the hands, pitching the contact. And he's going to take weak ground balls like that all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Now it's going to be Kyson Damesworth, number 2, the third baseman. First pitch to Damesworth, called a strike at the knees. And if Bates lives there all afternoon, he's going to be tough to beat. As a hitter, you really have no choice but to spit on a pitch like that. That one a bit more elevated at the belt. Gets a big rip and a miss from Damesworth. And Bates is way ahead 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Lewis sets up away. Skied into right field. Seal coming on. And he makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the Dogs. That pitch was spotted perfectly by Bates. Damesworth had no choice but to go the other way with it, just didn't get solid wood on it at all. Or I guess solid aluminum, if you will. And Bates, only 6 pitches into the inning, already has 2 outs. As the designated hitter, Logan Harbison takes his cuts. First pitch to Harbison, called a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1 pitch. Skied to center field. Kraft doesn't have to move too much. It's hit right at him. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Wyatt Bates on the mound. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Dogs when we come back for the top of inning number 2. And we could talk for days about the talent of both of these ball teams, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't mention the incredible coaching as well that these two teams are able to learn from and to be guided by over on the Waverly side. They're coached by Will Cripps, assisted by Cody Cathy. And over on the Hickman County side, it's Coach DeShane leading the charge, assisted by returning Craig Shelton, football coach Pat Smith. And occasionally we will see Cooper Mays working in as an assistant coach. I don't believe he's in the dugout today. And if I were a betting man, I would assume it's because this game had a bit earlier start time than we're used to. And a lot of these guys, on top of being coaches, they work jobs as well, so schedules can certainly conflict. But it looks like it's just going to be Coach Smith, Coach Shelton, and Coach DeShane in the dugout for the Dogs. I believe Ashton Kistler is over there as well, a former Bulldog baseball player. Bates, little check swing, no appeal needed. He went around for strike 1. We saw the last inning, Wyatt Bates pitching to a lot of contact, got 2 fly balls, and on a day like today, fly balls aren't exactly going to be routine. The wind has been blowing like mad, and we saw Kylan Seal when he charged in to make that catch in right field. He lost his hat because of the wind. So these defenders are going to have to make some adjustments, and pitchers are going to have to understand that. Carter Bates down in the count, 0-2. Tries to protect on a ball outside, but he goes down swinging. So after facing 5 hitters, Cole Bailey's already got 2 strikeouts. Now it's the 6-hole hitter, Kylan Seal, who has started to find his groove at the plate. He's been making a lot of solid contact these last few games. Swings and skies, this one to left field. It's falling fast, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Bryce Griffin was in a full sprint out and left, but that ball died in a hurry, and Hickman County has their first hit. And as a matter of fact, that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for either side. Seal, we've seen him courtesy run his fair share this year already, so we know how effective he can be on the base paths. Very smart runner. Now it'll be Wyatt Bates with a runner on first. Big secondary from Seal. First pitch misses high and away for a ball. Wyatt Bates ahead 1-0. Pickoff move to first, and Seals back in standing. Gave a look over to Craig Shelton, his first base coach, almost to indicate that he could get a few more steps. But again, you have to be wary of that left-handed pickoff move from Bailey. That pitch, gets Wyatt Bates in the left shoulder as he grimaces a little bit. But as they say in the business, just rub some dirt on it. And since Bates is on the mound, he's lucky enough to have a courtesy runner. And it'll be number 8, Jackson Smith, taking over for him at first. So now the Bulldogs all of a sudden have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Smith stands at first, Seal stands at second, and at the plate is number 40, Jackson Bates, and he looked like an absolute professional on Tuesday with the at-bats he was taking, and remember, he is only a freshman. He has a lot of room to grow and develop as a ball player, but he already looks fantastic. And the Dogs need another big-time AB from him in the second inning. The first pitch from Bailey, called a strike on the outside corner. And that was spotted perfectly. And on a first pitch of an at-bat, you almost never want to go after something like that. Seal being held close to the bag at second. The pitch to Bates misses down low in the dirt. Blocked up by Wilson. And we see Burns keeping Seal honest out there at first. And it's not too often you see a shortstop hold on a guy at second with a right-handed batter in the box. If Bates is able to pull something in that 5-6 hole, could be an easy single. Bates is swinging and fouls that back over the net. And again, we just feel that gust of wind kicking. Bates is down in the count 1-2. Looking to battle. Couple of glances back to second, spins and throws to Burns covering, and again Seal back in standing. The 1-2 delivery. Bates watches that one in the dirt. Great jump by Seal. Slides in head first to third. And behind him, Jackson Smith moves up. And that ball really didn't get too far away from Wilson, but just a great read by Seal. So now it's second and third for the Dogs. Less than 2 out. 2-2 count to Jackson Bates. Cole Bailey goes back into the windup. Infield coming in. The 2-2. And Bates goes down swinging, and that's a big strikeout for Cole Bailey. And the infield can back up, give him some steps, and make the play at first, which won't be easy on a ball hit on the ground because of who's digging in, number 14, Major Qualls. And if I could wager, probably the fastest guy on either team. The exact reason he's hitting in that 9-hole spot. Some call it the second leadoff. That first pitch misses down low for a ball. The 1-0 to Qualls. That one misses downstairs for ball 2. The 2-0 delivery from Bailey. That one misses up and away. Snap throw back to third. But a nice job over there at third by Damesworth to body that ball up. If that gets past him, that might be a run, maybe 2. Definitely a run. But Qualls is way ahead in the count 3-0, maybe the red light put up for him by Coach DeShane. The 3-0 pitch, taken all the way, in there for a called strike. 3-1, 2 out. Runners on second and third for the Dogs, 0-0 your score. And Qualls is swinging 3-1 and hits a dribbler down the first base line, foul. And the count runs full. Bailey just one strike away from getting out of danger. Qualls trying to do some damage early in the game. The 3-2. Missed it high and away. And the bases are now loaded. And the lineup rolls back over to the top for the Dogs. And it's number 1, Aiden Spiegelmeyer. Spigs went down on strikes to start the game last inning. But an opportunity to redeem himself from that last AB with a base hit here. Dogs got a lot of speed on the base paths. If Spigs finds a gap somewhere, it might clear him. First pitch, taken inside for ball 1. And when you face a team like Waverly, runs are going to be at a premium. You cannot afford to squander any opportunities. The 1-0. Misses behind Spiegelmeyer. Kylan breaks. Throw to the pitcher covering. Not in time. He's in there safely. And the Bulldogs strike first. And again, we see the value Kylan Seal brings as a base runner. It was one phenomenal read that got him to third and another read that got him home. The Bulldogs lead 1-0, and Spigs still with a chance to do some damage. Everybody moves up. Jackson Smith stands on third. Major Qualls at second. And Spigs is ahead in the count 2-0. Bailey up to 33 pitches after an inning and 2/3. The pitch. Spigs takes behind him. Jackson Smith breaks. And that big backstop, no chance for Wilson. And Hickman County puts 2 on the board. I remember during my time in high school, that was always the defining feature of this ball field, that huge backstop. And it was always a dream if you're hitting, but a nightmare on defense. And I guess the silver lining for this backstop is that it is brick, so if it's thrown hard enough, it'll ricochet back and play into the benefit of the defense, but that one almost ricocheted at an awkward angle, and Wilson had no chance at it. So now the coach out to talk to Bailey. And Bailey was looking virtually untouchable up until that Kylan Seal hit, and now he's run into some control issues. Trying to settle down. 2-0, still not insurmountable by any means, but you want to limit the damage any way you can if you're the Tigers, but the Dogs, a chance to widen it to 3 with a base hit. The 3-0. Spigs takes all the way. That one misses well upstairs. And the Dogs have runners on the corners for Braden Chesser. And Spiegelmeyer, a relatively easy walk. 4 non-competitive pitches. And with Spigs' speed over at first, maybe some action on the first or second pitch. The First pitch to Chesser, misses tall for a ball. And I want to welcome to the booth my normal broadcast partner, Colby Shelton. Colbs, welcome.
Hello, Josh. How's it going, man? I took some good advice, and
Spiggs broke for second on the steal. He takes it without a throw as Wilson just pump fakes it and puts it in his back pocket.
yeah, I took some good advice and listened to some people, and I didn't quit my day job. So here a little late, but ready for some action. Looks like the Dogs are up 2-0. I'm excited to hear how they got there.
It was a Kylan Seal base hit, a hit by pitch, a walk, and a couple of wild pitches. And Braden Chesser with a couple of runners in scoring position. The 1-1, he's swinging, chops that foul down the third baseline. Look at that one-handed play by Coach DeShane over there. Now Chesser behind in the count 1-2, but the way Chesser's looked this year, it's not something that he's uncomfortable with.
No, we saw the past couple of games. He seems more comfortable as the deeper the count goes.
The 1-2 to Chesser. Bounces up and Wilson stays in front of it enough where Qualls has to stay put at third. Now we've got Deuces Wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count for the Dogs. The 2-2 from Bailey. Kicks and deals. Chesser fights it down the third baseline. Foul. Ooh, and that ground ball ate up Coach DeShane. Give him an EC. Error, Coach.
After the hands he put on display on that last foul ball, it's really disappointing to come back and, kind of muff one right there. But hey, you move on, play by play, and you keep going.
That's right. The 2-2 to Chesser. Braden takes that one inside. Count runs full 3-2 with 2 outs. Bailey going to the stretch. The 3-2. And he gets a swing and a miss from Chesser on a ball up and out of the zone. So Bailey's able to limit the damage, but the Bulldogs still push across 2. It's 2-0 Hickman heading to the bottom half of inning number 2. Colby, so now that you've had some time to settle in, I think we can go back to our regularly scheduled programming of us just yapping. And I think for these first 30 minutes of game time, I realized how privileged I am to have a broadcast partner. It is not easy to call a baseball game by yourself, and especially coming off of that Tuesday game, not only did I have you, but we had Mike Smithson too. What a night that was.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to not have Mike Smithson, with the stories about the winter ball and Mr. October himself, Reggie Jackson. Just good story after good story, and we saw a pretty awesome game too. It was a long one, but it was one to definitely stick around for. So, yeah, that was cool. I'm gonna go back and watch it on YouTube, see how you survived the first inning and a half. But I'm sure it was great. I mean, you're pro at this by now.
Well, you heard me fumble over some phrases if you go back and re-listen to this. I tried to say the unstoppable force meets a movable object. I said that completely backwards and had to go back and correct myself.
It kind of works though if you say it backwards.
Yeah, but it
unstoppable object meets a movable force. That kind of works.
Hickman County is an unstoppable object.
I'd agree.
And for context, the reason I said that is because these are 2 8-win teams, both very good ball clubs.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the cleanup hitter, the first baseman, Brody Davis. Hits that one deep left field, and it's over the head of Major Qualls. And Davis is pushing for second, throwing to Bates, and it was a little bit offline, and Davis is in with a stand-up leadoff double.
Yeah, not a bad effort out there in left field. That ball was blistered. But good job getting it in. A little offline, but yeah, that's just a straight up double right there. Nothing you really do about it, but move on and go to the next guy.
And something that we mentioned earlier today in the broadcast, Colbs, is that the wind will definitely play a factor. It has been breezy, to say the least.
Yeah, since I've gotten here, it's swirled from dead center to left field and back. So now it's back to left field. So
These outfielders will just have to adjust as the shortstop for Waverly steps in. It's number 00, Mal Burns. Burns, a tremendous defensive shortstop, a dynamic athlete. Down 0-1, Wyatt Bates delivers. That ball fouled sharply down the third base line.
yeah, after watching Coach Duchesne kind of bobble a ground ball, you know what? Third base coach gets my respect again. Got to get out of the way of those. That was a hard hit.
Yeah, third base coach Will Cripps, I think, made the correct business decision to just let that one go by. Might have had a broken hand. Bates ahead in the count 0-2. Comes set and delivers. Called strike 3 on the outside corner, and that's a big first out.
Yeah, it was interesting to kind of double up there, but yeah, you saw the batter was really out in front of that last pitch and kind of stay there and throw something a little off the plate. It's a really good pitch.
Bates, one of the most efficient and accurate pitchers on the team. I say that, and he misses down and away in the other batter's box for a ball. Might have jinxed him, Colbs.
Yeah, but you only get one a game, so it's over with now. You can't jinx anymore. Knocks on wood.
Yeah. I hope that's true. The 1-0. Again, trying to find that outside corner, but misses a bit too far. And Span way ahead in the count, 2-0. Bryce Span, the right fielder, known for his pitching ability. That one's in there for a called strike 1. And what I really liked there, Colby, on that pitch from Bates, down in the count 2-0, but didn't throw some sort of get-me-over fastball, was still making sure to hit his spots.
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier, location, 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 and that's something Wyatt Bates does pretty well. He's just trusting it right now.
The 2-1 pitch, way out in front, is Span for strike 2.
Just like that, you're back in that 2-2 count, and it's back to your favor as a pitcher. So, he kind of interesting. He might double up right here and throw that same pitch.
The 2-2. Grounded to third base, hit pretty well, but foul. And Colby, I think what I've noticed the most about this game so far on both sides, we're seeing pitchers that are more accuracy guys, not as much velocity guys. And these hitters are having a tough time sitting back.
Yeah, it's kind of mess with your timing, especially if you just saw someone like the dog saw on.
And that ball smoked into left center field. That ball's down. Qualls fields it on a hop. Davis being waved home. He'll score. Throw into second, and Span takes second base. So it's a one-out double, and Waverly's on the board for the first time today. 2-1, Hickman County still leads.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little miscommunication where that ball was hit and who the cutoff was. Probably could have got that in quicker and made an actual play at second base, but just a good job by Waverly staying back and hitting one in the gap.
Now it's the left fielder, number 27, Bryce Griffin. Runner in scoring position. He's first pitch swinging. Skied to center field. Kraft has it drop in front of him. Throwing to third base. Chester fields it on a hop. And Griffin will take second base behind him.
Really good by the hitter there. It was it Griffin? By Griffin, excuse me. Kind of realizing the center fielder was going to either throw through the cut or overthrow the cut and go straight to the third baseman. So he read that perfectly and took another base. Now if you're the Dogs, you're in a place where you kind of need to play it infield in, which they were doing with one out.
And that one misses a bit low. Nice play by John Michael to keep it in front of him, and the lineup is about to roll back over as the 8-hole hitter steps in. It's number 4, Ty Brooks. He's the second baseman. He takes that one for a strike, count even at 1-1. The 1-1 from Bates in the zone, popped up. Bates gives it a look, has room, but he can't make the catch. And those plays, Colby, are just so tough because you don't know where that wall is. You want to make the catch, but you don't want to hurt yourself.
Especially on the road, because you just don't know how far. And Waverly is like the first thing I remember when playing here is how wide the foul areas are. So you really have way more room than you think. On a pass ball, you have more room if you're on third base. Same thing for a pop-up. So, yeah, it's just tough not being at your home park for those.
But Bates ahead in the count 1-2. Kicks and fires. Misses up and away for ball 2. Count goes even. Bates trying to find that put-away stuff, and if he wants to keep the lead, almost needs to have a strikeout.
Yeah, either that or you're hoping for a hard hit ball right at one of your infielders to check the run, either cut him down or go to one if he doesn't break. So, yeah, not many options here. It's a pretty tough predicament you're in as a pitcher, but just keep working through it. Two strikes on the batter, so you're way up in the count, but got to make the pitch here.
And Lewis went to go have a chat with his pitcher, probably just trying to settle him down a bit. The 2-2. Misses low. Again, a great block by John Michael Lewis.
Yeah, that's a pretty clutch block there, and I already said it once, but there's a lot of foul ground here, so if that gets by, that's probably a runner and the other guy moving up.
The 3-2 popped up and foul. The payoff pitch. Line drive, fair ball over the head of Braden Chesser. That'll score 1. The second run shoots through third. He'll score, throwing a second. Slides in head first safely. And just like that, Waverly takes a 3-2 lead with a 1-out, 2 RBI double from second baseman Ty Brooks.
Yeah, tough situation there. You're really having to pitch to a guy on a full count, so he knows you probably need to throw a strike there. You did have an open base, so you didn't have to force it, but it's something that, yeah, it's just a tough spot. You're in, but, base is cleared now, and just got to worry about the guy at second.
So 1 out's the catcher stepping in. He's first pitch swinging, pops this one up. This one much easier for Jackson Bates, and he hauls it in after calling it off. 2 outs in the inning, and Wyatt is just 1 out away from keeping this a 1-run game.
You could even see on that one, talking about the wind, he got to what he thought was the spot, got under it, and still had to drift a little bit. That's going to be probably a problem as we get later into this one.
So Dilly steps in. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Spin, look back to second. But Brooks does Bates a little bit of a favor. If that doesn't catch him in the rib cage, that's rolling the center field, and it's probably a free base. That pitch just misses for a ball. The lineup rolls back over for Dilly. He's ahead in the count 1-0. That pitch misses upstairs for a ball, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. gets this one over for a strike on the outside corner. And that nasty two-seam break from Bates. What looks like a pitch well outside just snaps back out of nowhere. Tries to snap off a breaking ball in the zone, but it misses low and away. 3-1 to Dilly.
I don't hate that place, though, because we just saw him throw something on the outside corner. Get the called strike and maybe trying to see if the batter will chase it, but 3-1 count, got to throw a strike.
3-1 misses way high, and Dilly works the two-out walk. Runners on first and second for the two-hole hitter, Kyson Damesworth. Damesworth also 0 for 1. He flew out his last time up. First pitch misses down for a ball. And Bates, who's usually so efficient, already up to 32 pitches in the second inning. Ground ball up the middle. Backhand by Carter Bates. Off balance throw pulls Jackson off the bag, and it's going to roll into the dugout. So 1 run will score, but that's all. And Dilly will have to stop at third. Worth up to second. Second and third, 2 outs, 4-2 Waverly.
Yeah, that's a tough one moving as a second baseman, moving on the other side of the second base bag and all your momentum going that way, making a throw. Would like to see Jackson Bates kind of block it up better, but that's a tough one anyway. Also, another like reason that I think every dugout should at least have a fence in front of it. Probably would have saved you a run, but that's, they're playing on the same field too, so can't complain.
It is very unorthodox, but to your point, you just have to adjust. 0-1 to the DH Harbison. Ground ball to short. Spiegelmeyer fields on a hop, fires over to first. Bates makes the catch. And finally, it's the third out, but not before Waverly takes a 4-2 lead as we're on to the third. So, Colby, I got to be honest. Waverly has us set up in probably the best seat in the house, right here behind home plate. Our camera's got a great view of the batter's boxes. And I was talking to Coach Will Cripps of Waverly before the game started. I was exchanging emails with Mr. Graves, the athletic director here at Waverly. He said, find him. He's the guy you want to talk to in regards to getting set up for your broadcast. And he pointed us out to here, super nice guy. And I asked him, I said, so how much give does this net have? Because I wanted to make sure our camera was close enough to get a good angle, but not too close as to where a ball back here in the net would destroy our hardware. And he thrusted his fist against the net and made sure it wasn't too close. So I appreciate you, Coach Cripps, for your contributions to WNKX.
That's a pretty good stress test. So yeah, that'll work every time. No, we appreciate it. This is like when you go to a MLB game and they call it the Diamond Club or whatever. This is where you're at. So yeah, pretty good setup here tonight.
Diamond Club, and we didn't have to pay anything for it. So how about that?
Nope.
It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Dogs in the top of the third as they now trail by 2. John Michael Lewis starting us off. First pitch down low for a ball. John Michael was able to work a walk his first time up. He was the first Bulldog base runner of the game. Bailey winds, swings, chopper to third, backhand play by Damesworth across the diamond. In time, nice play for the first out. And Colby, I don't think people understand just how far of a throw that is to make, and he made it on a line.
Yeah, it was pretty good to. It's important on that play to still have your feet set too, so you can make that throw. A lot of guys will backhand it and then rush it, not really thinking where he is down the line. So that's a good bunt. If he gets there, he's got to go.
Bailey charges quickly, and that's an easy out number 2. And that was great wherewithal by the pitcher on the mound. He crashed hard.
I think I said it out loud, but I thought it was a pretty good bunt. But the pitcher was, he bounced right on top of it. So that's, good play. By both sides, I guess. Like I really thought he was going to get there. Then pretty immediately I was like, whoa, he has no chance. Good play by the pitcher.
So it's quickly 2 up and 2 down for Hickman County. Now Carter Bates steps in, trying to be a 2-out leadoff. And he's first pitch swinging. Comes up empty for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Line drive into left field. And a diving snag by Griffin to end the inning. A whale of a play. And Bates hit that ball on the screws, but sometimes all you can do is tip your cap to the defender.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do much more than that. That's a hard hit ball. Just good, really good play, especially with the wind coming like right at him. That ball's going to stay up a little more. So some guys will, funny enough, like overrun that. That ball was dying though, a little topspin on there, so he had to come in quick and really come get it. And yeah, it was a great play.
It's going to be 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Tigers. Harbison ended the last inning with a ground out, and Colby, I'm listening very closely to the sound system, and I hear Blind being played by Korn, and I thought for a second that Mason Miller was in the house.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Whoever, if any of y'all saw that like on social media over the weekend, pretty cool entrance. But yeah, I didn't know how cool this song was like in stadium till I saw that video. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Listen, I'm a big Korn fan. I'll be honest, I like that 90s, early 2000s hard rock style, that new metal, if you will. And yeah, it was cool to see a guy as dominant as Mason Miller use a song so intimidating. And that's been one of my favorite tropes, I think, in Major League Baseball. I think it was made popular by Mariano Rivera with Enter Sandman by Metallica. But it seems like we're getting, sick entrance after sick entrance in the major leagues now for these closers.
The introduction of like lights that flicker and all that after home runs, I think, has enhanced it even more. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It gets you juiced when you're in the stadium too.
I was really hoping that Kylan Seal was going to take over as the new closer for the Bulldogs after his shutdown performance against Harpeth a couple weeks ago, and I wonder what Kylan would choose if he had a closer entrance song.
No clue. There's a plethora to pick from, though.
We'll have to ask him if we ever get the chance.
Yeah, I mean, if this turns into an interview for him, go grab him out of right field.
So I was just told by our game changer connoisseur and Kylan's dad that it's Kylan's birthday today.
That's a good title.
So happy 17th birthday to Kylan Seal. What are the odds of that? That pitch from Bates. I think so. It's good math. That one misses downstairs for ball 2 to Davis, and he doubled his last time up, and that one misses way down and away. Skips up in the the left-handed batter's box. So maybe pitching Brody Davis a bit more cautiously after his double. The 3-0. This one in the zone, and Davis is 3-0 swinging and fouls that one to his third base coach.
I mean, after the swing he put on the last ball, I might have given him like the yellow light anyway. So probably a ball is a little inside, but with how he's swinging the bat right now, you're not worried about it as a coach.
It's all a confidence game. The pitch, he's swinging again. This one's popped a mile high. Spiegelmeyer makes the call, and he makes the catch. We thought for a second, Colby, there was going to be a little bit of miscommunication, and Spiegelmeyer taking over that captain of the infield position not all that long ago. That was a pretty nice job there to call that off.
Yeah, you usually let your shortstop go and get that. It helps that he's pretty good center fielder as well. So, yeah, there's certain spots on a pop-up where you're like, oh, there's a couple guys that can call each other off. Hopefully the communication's good, and probably let your guy that's pretty good in center field also come and get that. So that was a good decision by the Dogs.
It's going to be Mal Burns digging in now. He was called out on strikes his first time. And he's swinging 1-0. Skied to right field. Seal coming in. He's under it. And he makes the catch for the second out.
So far, a pretty good comeback inning from Wyatt Bates. You know, pitch to contact, get 2 pop-ups, and hopefully you can get one more and get back to hitting.
And Colby, something you missed in the bottom of the first. Wyatt Bates shut down these Tigers 1-2-3, retired the side in order, and it wasn't until that second inning that they really blew things open with that 4-run spot. So now Bates trying to get back on track. And that ball skied to center field. Should be 1, 2, and 3 for the Dogs. Kraft under it. He makes the catch. So a very quick inning of work on the mound for Wyatt Bates, and it's back to the Bulldogs as we head on to the 4th. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Bulldogs, starting with Kylan Seal. And Kylan has been the only Bulldog to record a hit so far through 3 innings. Kylan poked a ball in the shallow left field for a single his first time up. And if you're Hickman County down 2 runs into the 4th inning, all you want now is base runners against a guy who's been very stingy out there on the bump.
Yeah, that's usually the key if you're struggling, which I know they scored only 2 innings ago, but that's a key to kind of creating offenses, base runners, moving them over, and you need a clutch hit here and there as well, obviously, but working counts, they've done a good job of that. We saw the last part of the last game. We saw the week and a half prior, doing a great job of working counts, getting to their pitch, and you just want to see that, start to happen again. It could sometimes be slow when you're, it's spring break and you're at a away field, and it's just like, but yeah, you want to start seeing them get back to that.
Well, yeah, Colby, you make a great point. Your routine is thrown off a little bit. Yeah, you've played 2 games already this week, but I'm not sure if that makes it any better or worse, especially after that emotional high that was on Tuesday. You almost have to come back down from cloud 9 and reset. And Kylan's first pitch swinging comes up empty for strike 1. Bailey approaching the half-century mark in pitches. And Kylan bashes that ball to left field, gives it a look. That one's back. That ball is gone. Kylan Seal, happy birthday. It's his first bomb of the year.
Got a little birthday dinger right when it got up in that wind. Everyone was kind of looking, waiting for it. He just kept going. Once you see the left fielder turn his back and kind of give up, that's a good feeling. But yeah, nothing's better than a little birthday dinger on the road in a big game like this.
Yeah, Colby, I got to be honest with you. With how that ball looked, I thought it was going to be a fly ball in the left field, but combine the wind with Kylan's power and sayonara.
Yeah, that wind is really whipping right now too, and I think the left fielder also thought that, and then just started turning and turned around. It's like, wait, oh, it's gone. So, yeah,
Colby, I think we saw that on the Brody Davis double earlier. Major Qualls thought he had a play on it. Then in the blink of an eye, it was over his head and to the wall. Now it's Wyatt Bates. That's going to be a tough act to follow, but if you're Wyatt, you just want to get on base. You're still down a run, nobody out. You can be a leadoff.
We talk about helping yourself, Josh, as a pitcher. It's no better time than just to get on first base right here and keep the line moving.
Takes that inside for a ball, and coming out of that left-handed arm slot, that's not an easy take.
No, it's not. You have a little bit longer to kind of go after one there, but it's you don't see a ton of them. Which Dogs actually have seen a couple lefties recently, which is kind of weird now that I'm thinking about it in high school baseball. But yeah, you're really looking to, you got two strikes right here. You're looking to foul things off you don't like and punch one the other way. Get on base and keep the line moving.
So Bates has worked the count back to even at 2-2. That last ball was in the dirt and got to the backstop. The 2-2 to Bates, check swing, appeal down to first. No, he did not. The count's full 3-2, and Colby, another benefit of having the seats that we have, it's a bit easier to tell on those check swings, and I believe that was a good call by the first base umpire.
Yeah, I don't think he really got too close, but as a catcher, you always want to check. I mean, it's like, but what if that guy saw it differently?
And the 3-2 pitch in there for called strike 3, and a good bounce back from Cole Bailey on the mound.
Yeah, it's right on the line. I mean, it's a tough one to take it with a full count. It might have been a ball, but it's a tough one, right?
So now it's going to be freshman Jackson Bates, looking to be a one-out leadoff. Takes that one downstairs for a ball. And Colby, last time he was at the plate, we talked about how much of a professional he looked like at the plate earlier this week.
Yeah, he looks well beyond his years right now. Like, he's hitting the ball really hard, different parts of the field, and there you go again.
Chopper to short, Burns, fields the long hop, has time, throw on to first, and it's out number 2.
Not terrible. I mean, good swing, like good thump behind it, just beat it on the ground right to a guy, and sometimes that happens. But you're looking for a little 2-out rally with your 9-hole Major Qualls right here. See if he can use his speed, get on base, and create some chaos out there.
We saw Andy Kraft squared a bunt earlier in the lineup. Maybe Qualls with similar intentions.
Possibly that third baseman and first baseman are playing pretty deep.
But also, Colby, counterpoint with how Major's been swinging it. Why not let him take his cuts?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's still 2 outs, and he's been swinging a hot bat. You know, maybe just let him get his at bat in.
And Qualls goes fishing on a ball in the dirt. Down in the count 0-2.
2 lefty breaking balls. The first one kind of froze Major. But yeah, it's a tough. You don't see it a lot, especially at the high school levels, lefty. So for Major, it's just not something common.
With that breaking ball, and it got him. I mean, unless he's a really good actor, I think that hit him. That was funny, Colby. Don't think our mics would have picked that up, but somebody over in the first base dugout of the Bulldogs said, "Put the bat down, go to first."
Yeah, might have jammed the finger on the bat. That's not great. I know Waverly's side didn't really agree with it. Yeah, it was kind of awkward play. Like, it looked like he stopped for a second, but I mean, it's a free first base. You get the top of the order back up. You take what you can get.
And Coach Cripps also doesn't agree with the call, pleading his case to the home plate umpire. And it sounds like, Colby, he's saying you got to call it immediately. He felt like there was a bit of a delay between the hit by pitch and the actual call from the umpire.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's what it says in the rule book. I think you can call it as long before the next pitch, honestly. So it's like, I don't know.
But also, Colby, I think if we're on the other end of that, we're probably going to be pretty upset too. So I think it's just you know, it's one of those baseball
I
things.
get, yeah, it's a weird one, right? I mean, it's like you don't really notice it's awkward. But at the end of the day, though, you know, you think it hit him, it hit him. There's no replay here. You know what I'm saying?
High leg kick. The pitch misses inside. No, called a strike on the inside corner to Spiegelmeyer. And, you know, the Waverly coach was talking about the delayed call. We've had a lot of delayed calls.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's also like high school baseball. You're in a two-man crew. Like it's some of that's gonna happen.
Qualls breaks for second. Spiegelmeyer swings on the hit and run. Fouled off, and Major has to go back to first. And you can see Major on his jog back still favoring that right hand.
Yeah, I almost think it like it's classic like pinch finger type of deal. Pinch it on the bat from a little breaking ball right there. They just sting a little. It's like in the car door type of situation, but those are not fun at all.
But Bailey has Spiegelmeyer 0-2. Spigs is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. The 0-2 pitch goes down and fouls it off towards the Waverly dugout.
Yeah, it's a good just spoil right there and get your next pitch and keep grinding away in that bat.
But yeah, Colby, I'm going to quote a wise man and say, what happened to Major's hand feels good at 0 times out of 10.
Yeah, who likes getting hit by a pitch, dude? Like that's never fun.
Qualls breaks. Spiegelmeyer swings. That's a fair ball down the left field line. Qualls can fly. He rounds third. Griffin gathers, throws it in. Major scores. And we're tied at 4 after an RBI double by Aiden Spiegelmeyer. So that hit by pitch turns out to be extremely consequential.
Looks like we got a mound visit. I thought.
And it's number 21, Davis Wilson. He's pitched 9 1/3 innings so far this season. Hitters are hitting .237 against him. And he's got an ERA of 6.75. And he comes into a pretty rocky spot, Colby, with a good runner at second and the heart of the Bulldog order due up.
Yeah, tough spot to come in the game. He's got 2 outs in his favor, but you've got Bryson Chester coming to the plate, who we saw struck out the last inning.
Now, Colby, I do want to remind you, Bryson's only in 6th grade.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't at the plate. It was Braden. Thank you for that correction.
We'll probably see
That got me.
Though.
That's hilarious. But we saw Braden strike out, which I feel like we've not seen in a couple games. So, is he due, Josh? Got in scoring position?
I think he's due.
All right. Well, we're about to find out here.
But as they say, it happens to the best of us when it comes to striking out. So Chester does step in 0 for 2. Struck out once and grounded out. First pitch. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 1. That pitch misses in the dirt. Nice pick back there by Wilson. The 1-1 from Wilson misses outside. Chester ahead in the count 2-1. And 2-1, they call it a favorable hitter's count because as a pitcher, the last thing you want to do is fall behind 3-1. And he looks back over to second. Spiegelmeyer slides in without a throw.
Yeah, you're still waiting for your pitch if you're Braden right here. And, he kind of got it. Just missed it, but it was a good swing. Got his pitch. Deuce is wild. 2-2 count, 2 outs, man on second. And the Dogs have scored 2 this inning. How about that?
If only we had one more runner on base, then we'd get really crazy.
It would get crazy.
So 2-2 pitch to Chester. Spigs off second. That ball misses down and away. Count runs full 3-2. So while it's not a force out, with 3-2, 2 out, maybe we see Spigs take off anyway?
Yeah, I think with his speed, you could definitely see him at least get an aggressive
Spin,
secondary.
throw back to second. The throw was on the money, but Spiegelmeyer read that pickoff perfectly. Slides back in safe.
It might have been coincidence, but maybe they were expecting that a little bit with that pickoff. That's a good call by you.
And Brooks holding him on still closely to the bag. Quick deliver. Chester ground ball to Burns. It's short. And it messes with him a little bit. That's going to get by him. And Spiegelmeyer, who broke on contact, comes around to score, and the Bulldogs lead 5-4. Put the ball in play, and good things happen.
We talk about that every game, don't we? I feel like, broken record saying certain sayings, but it's because they're true most of the time, right? Put the ball in play, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Worst that can happen is you just get out of the inning, roll to the next thing. Strikeout does you no good there, and make something out of nothing. You hit one on the ground, make them make the play, and what you get out of it is your leadoff guy gets to come around and score.
And plays like that are how you know you're living right if you're Hickman County. Mal Burns, a phenomenal defensive shortstop. Very rare that he makes any mistakes. And Hickman County taking advantage of one there. So now Braden Chesser, modest lead off first, and John Michael Lewis steps into the box. Down in the count 0-1. That one misses outside for a ball. Count evens up. And Lewis check swing. Didn't go around. A bit of a flinch, if anything. 2-1, 2 out. Pretty good hit and run count, but Chesser doesn't run super well, so probably won't see anything here. Big secondary. Takes that one outside, 3-1.
Yeah, if you're John Michael and Coach Duchesne is kind of saying it, you're looking for your pitch here. You're not trying to get aggressive. You're not trying to reach for anything and spoil. You're looking for your pitch. If you don't get it, go to first or find another one.
And that one misses way outside for ball 4. So the Bulldogs again have a runner in scoring position. Runners on first and second for the cleanup hitter, Andy Kraft. And Andy also feels like one of those guys that's due, Colby. Doesn't have a hit tonight, but thinking back to Tuesday, he had a couple of hard-hit balls against Lewis County that were right at guys.
Yeah, he did. I want to say he had 2 right at the second baseman, just on a line. That happens. It's no fun when, especially around that time, when everyone feels like they're hitting and getting in a groove, and you're the only one not. Even though he probably hit 2 of the harder balls that night, just right at a guy. So it'll come eventually. You keep putting swings on balls like that, and I mean, just statistically, it's going to find a way. You're going to find a way to have a base hit here and there.
So we have another mound visit. The pitching coach just trying to calm his guy down. It's all mental out there on the mound. You come in, you execute your pitch, you get a ground ball. Defense makes a mistake. Now you've got to find it again. And after walking Lewis, Ruger Toddy out there to courtesy run for Lewis, by the way.
And I'll tell you what, if he hits that same line drive he had back-to-back 2 nights ago, it's a base hit right now.
Ooh, and that one misses up and in, and he spins out of the way for ball 1. Kraft with those hands low in the stance. Takes outside ball 2.
Just about everything other than that one that almost hit Andy is kind of out and over the plate to in the other batter's box, trying to get him to chase or just find that corner. Not a lot of velo, so that's probably a good decision.
And Kraft swings. That one's going to the gap. It's down, base hit. Windmill on for Chester. He'll score. Toddy moves up to third, and it's an RBI single for Andy Kraft. Dogs lead 6-4.
Really good piece of hitting. Just got done saying how this pitcher is kind of working outside to right-handed batters, and that was a miss inside with a fastball just right there, right on around that inside third, if not more middle. Andy didn't miss that one. So that was a really good swing right there, and got to feel good to, one of those hard hit balls to get somewhere and produce a run.
And with 2 runners on, Kraft at first, Toddy on third, Carter Bates steps in. He is one of the best hitters with men in scoring position on the team. Oddly enough, especially with 2 outs. He just has that clutch gene, Colby, that you can't teach. And we saw that on display Tuesday night when he was on the mound.
Yeah, it's very nice to have, just kind of getting up as big as they did and having a guy like this that can come in and just throw strikes, get through innings, and basically shut the door.
Kraft breaks for second. Throw down. Toddy breaks. Throw gets away from Brooks. And Hickman County tacks on one more. And with 2 outs, Colby, that was a huge risk for the Tigers. If you gun down Kraft at second, then yeah, inning over. But if not, well, you see what happens on the other end.
Really good read by Toddy, too, to see that throw was a little offline with the help of Coach Duchesne, seeing the throw was a little offline. And as he's going, the second baseman kind of bobble it, so he's home. Good read.
Yeah, on those plays, you have to commit one way or the other. You lower the head and hope for the best. And the Dogs now up 7-4. Runner on second for Carter Bates. He takes one in there for a strike. Still ahead in the count, 2-1. And Colby, most of this has taken place with 2 outs. Spins, looks back at second. And he slides back in safely.
Yeah, it started with a 9-hole hitter, Major. Kind of staying into one, wearing it as the dugout yells at people that don't let the ball hit them, but wearing one and getting to first and letting the top of the order do its thing.
And the 2-1 pitch misses below the knees. Carter Bates way ahead, 3-1. And yeah, Colby, you hit the nail on the head. That hit by pitch looming large over the head of Waverly right now.
Yeah, he was up 0-2. Major really didn't put too many good swings.
And Bates is swinging 3-1, pops that one up near his dugout, and it goes off the roof, foul.
Yeah, just to finish that, Major really didn't put too many good swings on the lefty that was in. It just, stayed in one and let it get him, and it's just unraveled from there. But
it was really selfless at bat.
Yeah. Especially being down 0-2 right there, just getting on any way, anyhow.
3-2, runner breaks. Bates, an excuse me swing just to foul one off.
That might look like ridiculous or silly, but that's like pretty awesome to be 3-2, not really know. And I think you don't see many people in the pros really take that type of swing just to get to the next ball. But me and you were honored to watch Joey Votto for like 20 years, and he did that plenty just to get another ball in the at-bat.
The 3-2. Kraft breaks for third. Doesn't get a throw, not even a look. And it's going to be runners on the corners for the birthday boy. Kylan Seal already has a home run tonight. And you don't want to do too much, but no one's going to be complaining to see another one.
Yeah, he's got to be seeing the ball like a beach ball right now, how he's been swinging it and also having a home run. But just to finish that Carter Bates thought, you foul a ball to get to stay in account and get to a point where you're like, you can watch one and take a free base. And yeah, that was a really important bat. And let's see what Colin Seal, if he can somehow top his last performance.
2 outs, first pitch to Seal, misses high over his helmet for a ball. Now Colby, Kylan has a single and a home run. You know what that means. He's on cycle watch.
Yeah.
And he does have one of the hardest ones there. You like to come back at me with that, but he does have the home run. One misses.
Can I say something, though?
Yes.
I feel like the triple's even harder.
Okay.
Maybe not in this ballpark. This ballpark's huge.
It is huge, especially out
It would be for us, though.
Yeah. Not for me, a ball in the gap's a long single. 2-0. Oh, and Seal, a healthy cut. Missed it for strike one. Still ahead in the count, 2-1. I feel like we find a way to insult our speed as much as we can. The 2-1, runner breaks. And Seal mashes that ball into the gap, and when you're hot, you're hot. 1 run will score. Carter Bates being waved home. And it's a 2-run RBI double for Kylan Seal, and he is 3/4 of the way to the cycle.
Just needs that easy triple. That's all he needs. But yeah, no, great base hit. Like I said, I think he's seeing the ball like a beach ball right now. It's got to look huge coming in the zone for him, and the ball was hit probably as hard as the home run ball, just more on a line, and that thing was smoked. So yeah, the Dogs are firing all cylinders, but it's important to remember this isn't even close to the lead Lewis County had on the Dogs the other night. It's important to keep the hammer down and still play your game. You don't want this to get away from you. You don't want to have to fight and claw to save this win. But, you know, you want to stay in it. Dugout's got to stay in it. You got to take good at bats still. Because just two days ago, you came back on a similar big deficit.
We've got a new arm on the mound for the Tigers, and Game Changer doesn't have too many stats for this young man, Kerry Johnson, number 14. It says he's only pitched 2 1/3 innings. Batters are hitting .333 against him, and his ERA is 12. And he's got just 1 out left to get after Hickman County has already hung a 7 spot in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, I like this kid's. I don't know if he's a younger guy, like a freshman or sophomore or something, but I like his how he throws the ball. It's got some little velo on there, and there's a little arm side run, so like a sinker or two seam type of thing. So we'll see if you can get it out. But if you're Wyatt Bates right here, you're probably taking till you get one. New guy in the game. Not a lot of history on him in varsity at least, so probably take until you see a strike right here.
And for all of our listeners, I want to say that's not definitive. We know Game Changer's not always perfect. Bates, first pitch swinging, line drive right at the first baseman Davis, and the inning comes to a close. We're going to the bottom of the 4th, but not before Hickman County takes a 5-run lead. Your score, Dogs 9, Tigers 4. So if you're just now joining us, the Bulldogs had a fantastic top half of the 4th, scoring 7 runs to lead 9-4, and we welcome you to WNKX. I'm Josh Kopp.
A pretty beautiful park now. Scoreboard is really nice, and that wall is pretty cool. So yeah,
It's almost like a reverse monster. Usually you have the left or right field in most places that are kind of stacked up. This one, dead center, is already hard enough to hit a ball out of.
It's like a minor league type of batter's eye. You know what I mean? Where there's minor league type of batter's eye. You know what I mean? Where there's something. The wall either gets bigger. There's something really big right behind it. No, it's a very cool setup, and the blue is pretty cool too.
So Bryce Griffin steps in for the Tigers, ahead in the count 2-0. Got caught in that in-between, and it's dropped for a leadoff runner for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's tough, too, because you're just in a dead sprint trying to get to that spot, and once you kind of get there, like you're saying, you got to adjust your hand and what's the appropriate way to get to this ball. So
his first, and a nice job of recovery there by Chesser at third.
Yeah, that ball
was first. And a nice job of recovery there by Chesser at third.
Yeah, that ball was hammered. Great reaction by Chesser, especially playing on the grass for a righty. Having to just react and knock it down, did a great job. Obviously, you want to catch it and try to get the guy at first, but did a great job of just staying poised, knocking it down, throwing it to second, getting that lead runner. And
hard to the left for a foul ball.
And that also was about a foot away from going in the other opening on the left side.
We almost spoke it into existence.
Yeah, we're just talking about that.
We see Kraft shading over into the left center gap, out in center. Bates gives a look to Brooks at second, kicks and deals. Popped up, foul behind us over the net.
Really good pitch right there. You could kind of tell, he was off balance taking that swing, and props to him for getting some, not wood, but metal on it and fouling it off a little bit.
Wyatt trying to find the put-away pitch. The 0-2 to Wilson. Swung on and missed.
Went right back to it, back to the well, and through that pitch, could kind of tell 17 was a little off balance there, and stuck with it and trusted it. Good pitch. Dog's got 2 outs. Still a guy in scoring position, but you're almost out of this inning.
Great pitching by Wyatt Bates to tally his second strikeout of the day. Brooks still stands at second with 2 outs. First pitch as the lineup circles back up to the leadoff man, Brennan Dilly. Dilly's 0 for 1 with a walk. That one misses upstairs for ball 2. And Lewis calls time. We're going to see Coach DeShane pay a mound visit. And Colby, something I noticed, in John Michael Lewis's back left pocket, it looks like some sort of device with a wire. Are they using a pitch comm?
Yeah, so they have, it's a little walkie-talkie with you can kind of see him fiddling with his ear right now. Got an earpiece, and usually, you would probably know because you were actually here at game time. Is Cooper over there today? Usually,
I don't think so.
Okay, so usually he has the walkie-talkie calling pitches, but I guess today it's Coach DeShane. I think he has, if you can kind of see his back left pocket, something sticking out. So they actually walkie-talkie each other during the game. Catcher's wearing an earpiece through the walkie-talkie. I mean, people have gotten creative since the pitch comm is, because obviously it's a little expensive and like kind of unnecessary for high school.
But we saw earlier this week, Lewis County was taking full advantage of the signs, relaying it to their hitters, and that's one way to avoid that altogether.
I have you went to school with him too, but he was a pitcher at Free, Connor Creasy. He coaches at Hardin County. So shout out him. They actually do the walkie-talkie app. He calls it through his watch on his Apple Watch, and the catcher's wearing an AirPod. So that's a pretty cool way to do it too. But yeah, teams are getting creative with how to do it these days.
That off-speed pitch drops in for a strike. Two-one, runner on second. The pitch from Bates, line drive up the middle. And that's going to be a 2-out base knock. He's pushing for second. The ball gets away from Kraft. Rounds second hard, but he'll pull up and stop there. And it's going to be an RBI base knock for Brennan Dilly.
Yeah. Center fielder was shaded a little bit to the left for righty batter, and that one just got by him. Wind also has kind of shifted a little bit. It's going towards center field, little to the right field. And so that ball just kept carrying. Yeah, they just switched places. A guy at second came and scored off a double.
Bates comes set, still with 2 outs, now has to pitch to the ever-dangerous 2-hole hitter, the third baseman, Kyson Damesworth. And Waverly just trying to inch back into this game 1 run at a time. And that ball also lined to center field. It's going to drop in front of Kraft. Dilly's waved around. He'll score standing. And now the Tigers are within 3.
Yeah, another good swing by Waverly. That one is hammered. Nothing really Kraft can do. Just has to let it drop and get it back in the infield. Good line drive. That's kind of how you draw it up when you're swinging it well. Hit it right back up the middle. Drive a run in. It's a good piece of hitting.
Now Harbison due up. He grounded out to Spiegelmeyer his last time. Bates spins, checks over on Damesworth. Something about two-out rallies, Colby. We saw Hickman County have their explosive inning with 2 outs. Now Waverly's put up their runs with 2 outs, and that's a wild pitch. Gets away from Lewis. And Damesworth moves up to second, runner in scoring position for the designated hitter. Logan Harbison just looking to hit a ball hard somewhere. His last one wasn't hit too bad, just right at the shortstop. Bates working fast. Gets a swing and a miss as Harbison swung out of his shoes. The 1-1. Again in the zone. This one popped foul over the Bulldog dugout. Bates way ahead in the count. 1-2. The pitch. Misses low, trying to get him chasing. And it looked like there might have been some confusion between the home plate umpire and the batter. Harbison thought he granted him time, but Bates said, well, I'm going to throw this pitch anyway.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get lucky and they throw a ball off that one.
The 2-2. Harbison chases, and it bounced in the dirt, so Lewis will toss it over to Bates for the 2-3 putout. And Wyatt Bates escapes the inning. Dogs still lead 9-6, and we're headed to the 5th. Yeah, Colby, our last broadcast, I went back and took a look on YouTube, and it was over 3 hours long. 3 hours and 9 minutes, I believe. This game feels like it's flying by in comparison. We're an hour and a half in, already in the 5th inning, barring some extra innings or a long inning by either of these teams' offenses.
Yeah,
we might get out of here with some daylight. Who knows?
We were fortunate to have Mike Smithson on for the 3 and change game. But yeah, that's what kind of happens when you have one team go way up, 12-2 or 3, whatever it was, and then the other team match it, and 25 runs get scored in that game. There were 4 pitchers from Lewis County, 2 from Hickman County, subs galore. It was a lot of movement. The scorebook is very colorful. I'll say that. But we fortunate to have Mike up there. Like cool stories.
It was the quickest 3 hours I think
Yeah,
I've ever
I
had
agree.
in my life.
Like great weather too, good crowd. Like it's pretty awesome night.
And it's great weather here tonight. We've got clouds rolling in, but at this juncture, with how hot it's been, not the worst thing in the world. Got a cool breeze going.
I know beginning of the week we're looking at possibly showers today and tomorrow, but it looks like it might hold till Saturday. I'm knocking on like wood right now, but yeah, I think metaphorical wood. I think we're gonna have some good weather today and tomorrow. We definitely are today. I not think, but hopefully again tomorrow.
And the first pitch to Bates is over for a strike. Jackson Bates steps in. That second one also in there for a strike. Way ahead on Bates, 0-2. That one's fouled back. Johnson trying to find that put-away stuff. Ground ball to third. Damesworth plays the long hop, fires across the diamond, and it's in time for the first out.
Yeah, another good play by the third baseman, Damesworth. On that ball, you can sometimes get caught in between on a hop and bobble it, and he did a good job of taking a step or two back and catching it on, right off a hop, and knowing he had a little bit more time with Bates running, he could, make a good throw and get a good out, and now we've got Major Qualls up with 1 out.
And it's the rally starter, Major Qualls, as we could call him, squares to bunt, drop that bat head and pops it foul behind him. And we heard Mike Smithson talk on Tuesday. The key to being a good bunter is acting like you have a glove at the end of your bat and you're just trying to catch the ball. You don't want to poke, you don't want to stab. You especially don't want to drop that bat head and pop something up.
Yeah, you want to get in an athletic stance, and the only thing that really should be moving is you, up and down. Bat shouldn't move, and just like Mike said, you're trying to have soft hands and catch the ball. Really just lay one down. Like they say, lay down a bunt. You're just laying the ball down.
That's back-to-back pitches missing up and away, and maybe Johnson was pitching trying to anticipate the bunt. The 2-1 and Qualls swinging away, fouls that one back into the parking lot. Windshields beware.
I'm parked like right there too. So
hopefully that wasn't your
yeah, we'll see how durable the Bronco actually is. Salesman said it was very durable.
The 2-2 to Qualls. Off-speed pitch, pops it up. Burns fading back, he's under it, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Two outs right here for the Dogs. Last inning, all production started with two outs. So if you're the Dogs, you're not really stressed or anything. You just do the same thing you did earlier. Either hit the ball hard somewhere and good things happen, or work a count.
And Spiegelmeyer takes a first pitch breaking ball. Johnson.
Really good breaking ball right there. You could tell Spiegelmeyer kind of just got fooled right there and froze. So good start to the count for the pitcher.
The 0-1 pitch again tries the breaking ball. This one misses inside, just off the black to even at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch misses low for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch, Spiegelmeyer swings hard, fouls it off himself.
Yep, this is the time of the count where you're really battling. You've had a couple chances, and now it's time to, get to ball 4 or base hit right here to keep the line moving. That's what happened last inning, and that's why there's a 7 spot on the board.
The 2-2 pitch, off speed, skied to center field. Dilly under it, and he's got it for out number 3. So the Bulldogs go quietly, 1, 2, and 3. Waverly still trying to work back into this one. Down 3, Dogs 9, Tigers 6. Colby, I couldn't help but notice you were rocking the Tennessee Vols pullover, the white power tee. And we talked about earlier on the broadcast before you got here, Waverly has produced so much good baseball talent, one of which being Andrew Lindsay. And Andrew Lindsay was on that 2023 Tennessee Vols team that won the College World Series, and he eventually went on to be drafted by the Miami Marlins in the MLB draft in 2023. And that's just one of many names that have been all district or that have had college looks, prospects. A really good baseball school here at Waverly.
Yeah, a good athletic program in general, I think. I remember even in middle school, every sport we played them, it was a battle. Their basketball team randomly in middle school when we were there a long time ago, we won districts. But they were the only team we were like, oh, that's tough. They had some guys that you're like, no way these guys aren't high schoolers. But yeah, even in high school, they're just good athletes all the way around, and like you said, produce some good athletes that go and even play pro ball. So, yeah, really good program.
And it seems like even when you catch Waverly in a down year, they aren't there for long. I think about their football team in 2024. They struggled to get a win or two. And then in 2025 last year, they were once again a juggernaut. So the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth, Davis gets under it, pops it to Bates, and he makes the catch out at second for the first out of the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, great way for Wyatt Bates to kind of get back to throwing strikes and make them hit it, and that's pitch efficiency right there. Getting one pitch, one out. Looks like he's locked back in.
The pitch, called a strike on the inside corner.
A lot of wind blowing right now to left field. It's really picked up.
And again in the box, it's 0-0, the shortstop, Mal Burns. He's 0 for 2. And that ball is obliterated down the left field line, but well foul. If he straightens that one out, we won't be seeing it again.
No, glad it was foul. Yeah, that was a long foul ball, but at the end of the day, it's still just a strike.
A long strike.
Strike.
That's right. 0-2, 1 out, Bates to Burns. Got him swinging.
Really, really good pitch by Wyatt right there. Seeing how hard he hit the ball to the left foul area and how far it was and how on it he was. To come back and throw something a little more off speed, off the plate, a little bit away, change eye level. Coach Smithson was talking about that the other night, changing eye level. It's not only vertically up and down, but horizontally. And going away and making him kind of like have to make a decision and swing and miss.
So it's 2 up, 2 down for the Tigers. Following Burns, the right fielder, Bryce Spann. That one misses down low for a ball count, even 1-1.
Good location off that first pitch. Got a little inside front door on his, what looks like a two-seamer on that first pitch for a strike, and second pitch kind of a little lower. See if he'll chase that.
And probably not going to chase that as it skips into the batter's box for ball 2.
No, sometimes you just miss, but the good thing about being a pitcher is you get to throw another one right after it. So 2-1 count. Let's see if he can throw a strike right here and get a good call.
That was some good baseball philosophy there, Colbs. The 2-1 right down Main Street for strike 2.
My baseball, well, most sports philosophy, definitely golf philosophy is, oh, I hit one bad? Okay, I'll go hit it again. So, yeah, it's, you just forget about it and go to the next play is the actual application of that.
2-2, 2 out. The pitch to Spann. Got him swinging. And it's a couple of strikeouts to end the 5th inning for Wyatt Bates. And he may have found his rhythm once more as we're on our way to inning number 6. And Colby, I've noticed a bit of a trend as we prepare for inning number 6 in regards to Wyatt Bates' pitching performance. In the first inning, 3 up, 3 down. In the second inning, Waverly put up a 4 spot. In the third inning, it was 3 up, 3 down. In the next inning, it was a 2 spot. And in the next inning, it was 3 up, 3 down. So it's been 3 up, 3 down runs alternating throughout this game. I don't know if that's just coincidence or if there's a science to that.
Funny enough, same for the Dogs. 3 up, 3 down in the first, 2 in the second, 3 up, 3 down in the third, 7 in the fourth, and then 3 up, 3 down this last one. So yeah,
so these guys have just been alternating.
Yeah, you kind of hope if you're Wyatt Bates, you kind of hope once you're on the mound that stops and you shut it down. I mean, how good the Dogs have played, and they have a 9 runs. It's still only a 3-run game.
Oh, it's still anybody's game.
Very,
it feels like
very close game. It's important to get base runners right here, and there's not a better guy to have really up there to start a little rally right here.
And Colby, while we didn't have much of a sample size on game changer of Kerry Johnson, he's looked really good
Yeah,
so
he
far
has.
since entering the game. Nasty breaking ball, but it skips up to the plate for a ball.
At,
Chesser spits on it,
at,
even the count at 1.
at this level, it's very important, obviously, to throw strikes, but deception is like huge, and things are moving all over the place. Nothing's been straight, and it's even that his fastball's got a little ride. It's nothing's hard. It's just very good location and tunneling, and it's important to mix like that, and obviously throw strikes.
The 2-1 pitch, Chesser sends it right back from where it came from. And it's a leadoff single for the Dogs.
Yeah, good, good, good way to start. You know, getting into the inning, your two-hole gob, a guy you trust, not Bryson Chesser, but Braden, hitting one really hard, just right back up the middle.
Good clarification.
It looks like we got a pitch and change again, so this will be our 4th Waverly pitcher of the night.
These Tigers have gone through a lot of arms. Now, I'm not sure how deep they're willing to go tonight as far as their pitching staff, because remember, tomorrow night, it's going to be round 2, Tigers versus Dogs at Mike Smithson Field on the campus of Hickman County High School. So,
Admittedly, I guess we could look on the fly, but I wonder how many arms they used beginning of the week. I would assume they had probably a district matchup, and they might have thrown, their guy or two. And this might be some younger guys coming in, but I've been kind of impressed with them coming out here. This kid looks to be throwing the ball a little bit harder. I'm trying to find his name, but yeah, he's grooving it in there.
it'll be number 18, Dakota Bramlett, entering the game for the Tigers. Game Changer says he's gone 7 2/3 innings. He's played 4 games. Opponents are hitting .212 against him, and he has an ERA of 3.65.
Yeah, you're going to see a little bit more velo, not a ton, but it's noticeably faster than the last 2, 3 guys. So yeah, just an adjustment you got to make. But John Michael Lewis and the heart of the order is up, so you're trusting them to go out there and do their job.
And Colby, the 2 guys, easily Waverly's 2 aces. One of which being number 3, Brendan Self, and the other one being number 25, Bryce Spann. We have yet to see these guys enter into the game, so maybe we'll see them tomorrow. And look over at first to Chesser. He's in there safely, and now John Michael Lewis set to swing away with nobody out, runner on first. Dogs up by 3 in the top of the 6th. Bramlett checks a few times, slide step. Lewis squares to bunt, pulls it back, and that breaking ball didn't break in time. It misses high for ball 1. Gets the sign from Coach DeShane, and Chesser over at first, watching intently. Maybe we'll see Lewis square again. Third baseman even with the bag. First baseman holding on Chesser. Bramlett, slide step. Misses low for a ball. And through those 7 2/3 innings, only 4 guys have stolen base against Bramlett. It's because of that fast release, I'm sure. Looks over at Chesser at first again. Again, he's back in safe.
Yeah, I'd also wonder sample size on that, but yeah, it is a very fast motion for what you've seen before. So yeah, you don't have to get aggressive. You're still up 3, and just keep producing like you have been at the plate.
That 2-0 pitch called a strike slightly above the belt. Count moves to 2-1 for Lewis. And after those 2 slide steps on those 2 balls, Bramlett went back to that leg kick. Does so again. Lewis squares, punches it down the third base line. And a foul ball. And I think Coach DeShane might have a conversation with the home plate umpire. I couldn't quite tell from here where he touched it. It seems like it could be a coin toss.
It was really close. It wasn't. obviously you look back on it if you're the third baseman and you go, maybe I let that roll because it was going that way. It started in and was rolling foul, so maybe you think like just let it go foul and then touch it. But I think it's probably the correct call. I mean it's close either way. So you don't as a infielder, as a third baseman, even first baseman, it sometimes happens. You don't want to leave it up to chance for the ump to go. Nope, that's actually fair. I know we saw something. I want to say a couple years ago with the Pirates where it was rolling down the line. The pitcher went and flipped the ball, trying to make it look like it's already foul. Flipped it in over towards the dugout. Ump called it fair, and guys were just running, just wide open on the bases. The guy that bunted made it to third base. So don't want to leave those up to chance. Long story short, you want to just make sure.
And we knew that that call wasn't going to get overturned here. Lewis back in the box, 2-2. Kick from Bramlett. Breaking ball, great take by Lewis, and that was a nice pitch on the mound.
Yeah, I mean that was a really good take. Especially following it up. He's bunted a couple times. He's not really into the at bat yet. He's not in protect mode maybe yet, and you're just like, let's just see if he chases a little bit.
3-2 check again over on Chesser, and what I've noticed about Bramlett so far, he doesn't even come set before he does that pickoff move. A lot of guys are accustomed to the pitcher coming set then looking, but definitely changing pace on the mound. 3-2 to Lewis. Breaking ball off the handle. Second baseman back. Brooks makes the catch. They might get him doubled off, and he's out at first. So a tough break for the Dogs. That ball died off the bat.
That's a tough one. A couple people around us thought it was down. I was in that camp too. I sometimes, I mean, the obvious thing is you'd rather slide there, right? Slide back into the dish, but yeah, it's a bang bang. So it's another one where you're like not gonna get overturned, similar to the bunt, but you know, well,
so
who
the
knows?
umpires are gonna talk about it a little bit. I don't really know how they can come to a different conclusion. I think it was way too close to overturn that. No disputable evidence, I guess, would be the argument used against it. And they'll confirm the out. I think that's the correct call.
Yeah, I think especially when you don't slide back in, it makes it look. I would say usually the tie goes to the fielder.
You also lose that illusion.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm getting at here. But tough break for the Dogs. But 2 outs, and they've had some big rallies with 2 outs.
Andy Kraft, first pitch swinging, pops it up behind us, into the stands. And look out back there. I think it might have gone off the leg of a Bulldog fan. Hopefully nobody's hurt.
A lot of laughing going on, so I think we're good. I think we're good. No ambulance is called yet. Nothing crazy.
Yell medic, so
nope.
we'll be all right. Breaking ball in the dirt past him.
And usually that's what you would hear after a foul ball is either a yelp or a medic. Or a windshield broke. I guess that's the 3 outcomes.
Hopefully not that last one. Now, no. I did park well on the other side of the parking lot, so hopefully we're all right.
I was in a little bit of a rush trying to greet you guys on YouTube and Facebook and didn't even think where to park. And I'm right behind the concession stand. Which isn't good.
Hopefully the concession stand will be a shield for you.
Yeah, we're all hoping that. Maybe the wind blowing that way also is.
2-1 to Kraft. Fastball runs up and away for ball 3. Kraft is 1 for 3 on the day. Had that RBI base hit. The 3-1 pitch. He's swinging 3-1, ground ball to Burns. Nasty hot, but plays it cleanly on to first, and it got him by a hair. And that'll be the 3rd out. Waverly still down by 3. Dogs 9, Tigers 6. It's going to be 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Tigers to start the bottom of the 6th. Waverly coming off a back-to-back strikeout, swinging to end the 5th. Wyatt Bates looking to keep that same momentum as number 27 Bryce Griffin steps back in.
And just, we were both able to hear the huddle the other night, Tuesday after a big win, and that was cool. But we heard them say they threw Carter and John Michael, and they're probably done for the week. And I'm missing some. Who'd they throw? Was it Jackson Bates? Who'd they throw? Jackson Warren, that's right. So they're pretty much done with those guys, and it's great to have a guy like Wyatt Bates that can come in here and throw at least 5, if not the whole game right here, and give you the rest of the dudes. I'll speak to the play. In the big leagues, you say, hey, chalk that up to the tendency coach, put me in the right place. It's kind of harder in high school because you don't have all that data, but hey, chalk it up to the coaching staff having him play in the deep hole over there in shortstop. Got a little mini shift on right now.
It's going to be second baseman Ty Brooks. First pitch is over for strike 1. Brooks has 2 RBIs on the day. He's 1 for 2. Had that big base hit in his last at-bat. Next pitch misses low and away for ball 1. And that ball hit fairly well out to left field, but Major Qualls is underneath it and puts it away no problem for the second out.
Yeah, that's just good baseball play. Major looked poised out there, just get to his spot, camp under it, and make the play. Good pitching right here by Wyatt Bates, getting through this one fairly quickly. We'll see if he can do it and go 1, 2, 3 right here. That'd be pretty optimal.
And with the 9-hole hitter due up, the last thing you want to do is put him on and let that lineup roll back over to the top. Wilson's 0 for 2. He popped out to Jackson Bates at first and struck out swinging his last time up. First pitch misses high at his chin for ball 1. Wilson again has that low hands kind of stance. That ball hit pretty well to left field, and he got every stitch of that one. Lucas Wilson leaves the yard, and the Tigers pull within 2.
Yeah, that was a pretty hard hit ball, obviously. But with that wind playing like it is today, you're like, we didn't expect home runs, but we expected some balls to travel, and you've seen 2 today just get up there after hard hit balls and just go. And that one felt like right away, honestly. He hit it really hard and good launch angle on it and just got in that wind.
And the way Wilson left the batter's box, he knew it when he came out. And that was a great swing. And now Bates has to have a short-term memory and go after the leadoff hitter, Dilly, who's 1 for 2.
You hit the nail on the head right there. You really got to have a short-term memory and kind of get back into this thing and don't be afraid to throw some strikes.
Gets him to swing and pops that one up on the right side, foul. Count evens 1-1. And I suppose the silver lining, Colby, for that last home run was that it came with nobody on base.
Nobody on base, pretty early in the count. So obviously you don't want to give up a home run, but maybe the most ideal way to give one up if you were
sure,
to.
If you had to, yeah.
If you had to do it. So yeah, just important for Wyatt Bates to get back to throwing strikes to a 2-1 count. Don't be afraid of them swinging the bats. Just, you've gotten to this point with them doing that. They just had one go over.
And that just shows how dangerous this Waverly lineup is. Their 9-hole guy hitting home runs. It's impressive, and now he's fallen behind Dilly 3-1. Bates creeping up on 90 pitches today.
Yeah, you're starting to get to that point where it's how many hitters you have left, and after a home run and a 3-1 count, rope is getting a little shorter. I'd be interested to see if Coach Duchesne either comes out now to have a word with him, or maybe if he can't get the next guy, what's the plan?
Well, now the tying run comes up to the plate in the form of Kyson Damesworth, who's been swinging it red hot 2 for 3. Decent leadoff first for Dilly, and Damesworth represents the tying run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch over for a strike. And Colby, I'm wondering if the strategy is, notice Kylan Seals in right field. We haven't really seen him pitch a whole lot since he came in to close the Harpeth game, so maybe when the day is done for Bates, we see them swap.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
Sharp ground ball in the hole, a great piece of hitting. And Seal throws it in, tried to hit his cutoff man, but it got away from Carter Bates. And now Waverly has runners on the corners for the designated hitter, Logan Harbison.
Yeah, just when we talked about it, Coach Duchesne's kind of walking out there slowly, wondering if he's even thinking, what do I do here? Do I take him out? Do I just talk to him and see where he is mentally? I think I'm with you if this starts to get away. I mean, it's a 2-run game with 2 guys on. Probably Kylan Seals coming up next. That would be my guess.
So it looks like Coach Duchesne's pointing out maybe the defensive positioning or maybe who's going where. I think Spiggs might be the one called upon here.
Okay, I like this. End of the day, we can kind of put wraps, Wyatt Bates' night. Kind of a gritty game. Really had to work. Probably didn't have his best stuff, but threw the ball pretty well. And honestly, just 3 innings are kind of, 1 hurt him, and 2 that you kind of want back. The second inning they scored 2 on him. Scored 4 on him. Excuse me. I looked at the wrong side of the scoreboard. Okay, the second inning you want back. And then in the 4th, scored 2 on him. And then this past inning, you kind of just let it get away from you after that home run. Again, gritty performance. You're just keeping your dogs in it. They've been hitting the ball well. Yeah, but now you get Spiggs, who's live arm, good athlete, and we'll see if he can get out of this thing.
And Spiggs does have a great velocity. The last time I remember seeing Spiegelmeyer, at least, was against Harpeth at home in that extra inning game that ultimately got away from the Bulldogs. And Spiegelmeyer didn't have his best stuff, but he still has that velocity and that intensity that you want out of an 8th inning, out of a setup guy. So if Coach Duchesne is trusting Spiggs to be your 6th inning and Seal to be your 7th, that might be a devastating 1-2 punch.
Yeah, and maybe it's Spiggs gets out of this and you give him the leash to go close this thing out next inning, especially if the Dogs can maybe score 1 or 2 in the bottom half. So maybe you don't have to use Seal. You can use him tomorrow. Again, you're kind of short on arms right now, so it's not that the ones you have right now are bad. It's just you don't have many behind them, right? So it's going to be an interesting strategy to watch.
And the unfortunate part about this for the Dogs, too, I mean, this is the heart of Waverly's lineup coming up. It seems like if they want to win this game, they're going to have to earn it. Not to say that doesn't apply to every baseball game, but especially so here today.
Yeah, Harbison, who is coming to the plate, is a 3-hole hitter, but is yet to get on base today. That is a weird sentence. Walkie-talkie issues.
That sounds a bit better. So not an ideal start for Spiggs, but he's going to have to be big here. There's nowhere to put him. Bases loaded. Hickman County up 9-7, bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. Brody Davis at the plate. Spiegelmeyer in the windup. First pitch. Misses high for a ball.
Yeah, and if you're Waverly right now, I'm going to guess the conversation when the pitch com issue was happening is you're taking till you see one. He has yet to throw a ball, hit a batter. You're just taking.
That one gets away. Runner coming home. And he's going to score
Anywhere. You get deeper in the order, which you take your chances, right? Not saying this kid is not a great hitter. He's a 5-hole hitter in a good team. He can hit. But you take your chances after seeing what Davis has done today. You get a force anywhere.
But really,
one-run
here,
game.
it's a pick your poison moment.
Absolutely.
You have to deal with either Davis or Burns, 2 good players. And again, Spiggs is missing high.
Important to just control your breathing on the mound. That's overlooked. Control your breathing. Focus in. You don't worry about anybody but the batter right now and just your catcher.
And he misses down low for ball 2, 2-0. Bases loaded, 2 outs, tying run at third. Go-ahead run on second. Brody Davis, who was just intentionally walked, stands at first for Mal Burns. Can't imagine Burns is swinging here. And Spiegelmeyer finally gets one over for a strike. And with that velocity, it's tough to hit even if it's down the heart of the plate.
So sometimes though, when you get that first strike, you take a break and you relax. Hey, I can throw it. It's important to stay locked in and just keep throwing those strikes, especially where you are in this situation.
And again, Spiegelmeyer dots it for strike 2. And he's 1 strike away from getting out of this jam with the lead still intact. 2-2, biggest pitch of the game so far.
Don't have to get cute. You could stay right there. They haven't proved they can hit you yet, obviously. Make them prove it.
The 2-2 from Spiegelmeyer. Misses high off the glove. Runner breaks for the plate. And he's safe. The game's tied at 9. And that is absolutely the last thing you needed to happen. And the way baseball works, he'll probably strike him out here.
Yeah, not ideal. Tie ball game, but another base wide open. If, it's a 3-2 count, if you walk them, it's not the end of the world. You get the force again. But yeah, at this point, you're trying to buy out.
Just trying to keep the game tied. 3-2. Got him swinging. And of course, right on cue, the strikeout right after they tie the game. And it seems like that's always how it works out, but now the Dogs going to have to do some work on offense, which they've proven they can do, especially considering who we're going to see this next inning, the red-hot Kylan Seal.
That's right. Hopefully the birthday boy can start us up, get us going. Good thing for the Dogs is you're seeing the 4th Waverly pitcher of the night. Not that one of the 4 is worse than the other, but statistically, as you keep going deeper in a bullpen, on like a Thursday non-district game, you're probably going to see some guys that you would rather see than the district games, right? I mean, it just makes sense. It's like a duh moment. So if you're the Dogs, you put a couple runs on the board. You're trying not to get to a spot where you're on the road having to battle in the bottom of the inning with the crowd behind the home team and save the day. So you apply the pressure and create chaos would be kind of my message right here to the team.
Well, and Colby, you made a good point because Hickman County mounted that comeback on Tuesday in front of their home crowd. It was a raucous Bulldog homestand, but you don't have that here. You're going to have to find a way to build your own energy.
And we said multiple times how the mood changed, the energy changed. It changed in the dugout. It changed in the fans. I mean, it was a good crowd. You don't want to have that reverse tonight, being up however big you were, 9-3, I think, 9-4, and then give them that opportunity with their momentum right now to win this thing. You want to apply the pressure. And it starts with Carter Bates right here, a reliable guy that we know, and all you're trying to do is just get on base, start something.
Yeah, and if you're Carter, the only thing going through your mind is just get on base anyway, anyhow, whether it's a walk, hit by a pitch, single, reached on an error, it doesn't matter.
Getting down the line, and happens sometimes when you do that. I kind of that's kind of why you're told and coached to head down and dig, and we'll tell you if it's a foul ball type of thing.
So nobody on, 1 out for Kylan Seal, takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. And if you're Waverly, this is a dream scenario. You get to face Seal, nobody on, already 1 out in the inning. Bramlett winds and deals. Seal takes it high.
I'd be pretty surprised if they throw him something like grooved right here that he can extend on. I think if he sees anything, I mean, base open, nobody on, he might not see anything.
And again, misses outside. 3 balls, no strikes, and we're getting a warning to the Bulldog dugout. All right. That's all I can say about that. 3-0 to Kylan Seal. Missed it inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk for Kylan. Definitely wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah, that's why that first base runner was really important, so they couldn't just pitch around him, but you can't complain for the Dogs. You got a base runner, only one out. You're hoping the bottom will work and kind of pick it up and drive that guy home.
Now you've got Wyatt Bates, good speed in the box, and a really smart base runner over at first. Third baseman playing in a little bit, quick pick over to first, and Seal's back in standing. He wasn't too far off the bag, but Bramlett's got a good move.
Yeah, important to stay engaged right here, even as a base runner.
Kicks and deals, big secondary from Seal. That ball misses outside. And now we're going to have another conference on the mound. And it looks like Waverly sending another arm down to the bullpen as they might just be trying to buy him some time.
I don't know if they do this on purpose. I kind of like it. They send about 4 or 5 guys to the bullpen every time, so you don't maybe not know who is warming up. But yeah, this could be just a plan. Hey, we need you to throw strikes, do whatever, and yeah. Also, good to buy time for the guys down in the bullpen to get ready.
But this pitching mound visit also gives Bates time to talk with Coach Duchesne. Seal gets to come over too. So if you want to put on something cute like a bunt or a hit and run or something, you can have that direct conference so there's no miscommunication.
Yeah, it's a timeout in any sport. I think of basketball a lot when you have like a stoppage and the coaches are like quickly like, hey, come over here, let me draw something up. It's similar to that.
And Bates swings back, pick to Seal. It gets away, and Kylan's going to break. The right fielder Span has it. He has some trouble with it, and Seal's into second base standing. So a high risk, high reward play from the Waverly defense, and it comes back to bite them, and the Dogs have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 out.
Yeah, just a throw that got away, but for the Dogs, that's a gift, and you really don't get a ton of gifts, especially with a good team like Waverly on the other side, so you really need to take advantage of it.
And nobody holding on Seal at second. Now Burns cheats behind him. I was going to say he could be halfway down the line.
I think they heard you.
And a nasty breaking ball in there for a strike from Bramlett. So now Bates has to go into protect mode. Down in the count, 1-2. At the very least, and needs something productive. Bramlett looks to put him away. Slide step, breaking ball, and Bates fights it off behind him, foul.
Yeah, really, really good approach right there. Trying to poke it the other way, and turns out it's a breaking ball, so you just got to spoil it and live to see another day. And they keep switching guys covering. They had the shortstop over there for a couple pitches. Now the second baseman is covering, and
the pitch to Bates, breaking ball. Big swing comes up empty, and now it's 2 outs for the Dogs. And freshman Jackson Bates steps up to the plate. And so far tonight, Bates hasn't been able to find it. He's 0 for 3. He's struck out once so far tonight, but after his great performance on Tuesday, it feels like he's due something big. Seal modest lead off second. First pitch to Bates. Another breaking ball. This one in there for a called strike. I guess.
I think with that he might stay away, and if he does, Jackson Bates has the whole right side of the infield to punch one through and hopefully score a run.
We'll probably see Coach Duchesne aggressively send Seal on anything in the outfield. Breaking ball, this one misses down and away. Count even 1-1.
Wind picking up a little bit with us too.
The 1-1. Bates smashes it. Backhanded by Burns. Low throw to first. And he digs it out again after turning his head. A look what I found pick. And Waverly keeps it tied going to the bottom of the 7th. And those frustrate you more than anything, Colby. First baseman pulls his head on the pick, and it still finds the mitt. So tough luck by the Dogs. Good swing by Bates, but now Waverly's got a chance to win it in front of their home crowd.
I think for us, both playing first base, playing together over there, just he's made some really good plays tonight. But that one, not really how you're supposed to or taught to pick a ball. But it was a weird hop. It hopped almost to his waist, and so you're like, as a first baseman, it's an awkward place to be.
It
I
is.
can
It's a
I can
tough play,
understand
yeah.
it. Just as the Dogs, you're like, man, I kind of wish he wasn't rewarded for that. But hey, he made a good play. Great play by the shortstop to get it out quick. And if you're the Dogs, you're, you know, hoping Spigs can get you back to the bottom half, or the top half of the eighth, and get back to hitting.
And yeah, so Spiegelmeyer really going to have to up the ante on the mound. There's really nothing they can afford to give up here. A run ends the game. So Spiegelmeyer's going to have to settle down and find that strike zone. And yeah, Colby, going back to that play by Mal Burns at short, we saw Hickman County score a run because of an error he committed earlier in the game, and that felt like a once-in-a-blue-moon moment because Burns is so good, and we saw that right there. Beautiful backhand play. And that throw was honestly good enough to where it gave his first baseman a long hop. It wasn't a short hop that kind of has a chance to play him, so a great defensive play all around.
A lot of shortstops and third basemen, when they're deep at their position and in the hole, you'll see them sometimes in the pros and college warming up between innings and before the game. They purposely throw that one short to get a hop like that, so they know they had the arm to get it there. But why risk it? Why risk it and throw something wide or errant when you can do that and give the first baseman an easy hop?
It's going to be 6, 7, and 8. The bottom of the order due up for the Tigers, starting with Span. First pitch, again, Spiegelmeyer misses high. That's been a reoccurring theme in his outing so far.
Yeah, just slow down a little bit. It's easier said than done, but just keep the adrenaline in check and just you and your catcher out there.
And we haven't seen Waverly amount any hits against Spigs either. The only runs they've gotten off of him have been runs he's handed them, whether it be wild pitches or walks or hit by pitches.
Yeah, and that's so he hasn't pitched in a little bit either, so you just haven't had a ton of reps, and a lot of his pitches right now are high. Even that strike was high, and he's not standing up as much as you just got to finish the pitch. You got to get down the mound and to your catcher.
2-1 to Span. Spiegelmeyer, now he's found it. That one in there for strike 2.
That's the best mechanics he's had tonight. He slowed down. He went down the mound, finished through the catcher. That was pretty right there.
2-2 to Span. Nobody out, bases cleared in the bottom of the 7th. Weak ground ball to first. Bates stays down on the hop, and he takes it himself to first. 1 up, 1 down in the home half of the 7th.
That's how you draw it up for especially this part of the order. You're expecting the bottom of the order to kind of obviously not be as good as the top. I didn't really have to say that, but you're expecting them to either strike out or punch something soft, and Spiggs did a great job there getting one of those.
So now it's Griffin, the left fielder. And again, Spiggs reverting back to old habits, missing high, well out of the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, just we've already said it a couple times, but just calm down and you're just playing catch with the catcher.
Great pitch by Spiggs, count even 1-1.
Like if he can live right there and he's gonna get the same result he just had, this Waverly team's still taking, as you can see. There's not a lot of swings right now, so throwing strikes would be very important. That was a close one.
That's one of those great 2-strike pitches, I think. On the hands, batter already in protect mode, but with less than 2 strikes, not really a reason to swing at that. And now he's ahead in the count 2-1. And that one called a ball at the belt. So Spiggs down in the count 3-1. Gonna have to work back. Can't imagine Griffin will have the green light here. And he misses way high.
Hey, that's a no pitch. That's a no pitch.
And now the umpire had a conversation with the third base dugout, the Tigers over there, and I'm not. Maybe they were trying to distract him or something of the sort.
It was a similar conversation he had with the Bulldog dugout about a half inning or an inning or so. Saying yeah, I think was the key word there that they didn't want to hear, and looks like there's a lot of yes still happening. So I'm curious to see what decision will be made next.
So runner on first, 1 out. Misses low for a ball. And it's the second baseman, Ty Brooks, digging into the box. Spiegelmeyer would like a ground ball double play, but really just any out would be nice. Ground ball. And he lays out and makes a nice play at short. But he'll have no play, and now the winning run stands at second with 1 out.
Yeah, it's a good effort over there by Carter Bates, and not really much you could do with that. Looks like we have a pinch hitter here.
And now pinch hitting the ever-dangerous Brendan Self. We talked about how amazing he is on the mound, and now he has a chance to win it. Digging into the left-handed batter's box. And Colby, man, what a talent that you can just pull off the bench. Brendan Self, undoubtedly a future prospect, an extremely talented pitcher, an imposing bat.
Would be a humongous out for Spigs right here, and think of the confidence boost that would be for this team.
First and second, 1 out. The pitch. Misses for a ball. Leg kick and deal. And a big rip, a loaded swing by Self for strike 1. And a big swing and a miss for Spigs.
Yeah, important to live in the zone here. Just make him earn it.
Another pitch in the zone, another pass and a miss by Self. And there's no question about it, Colby. He's swinging to end this game.
Yeah, I mean, he has the capabilities to do it, and you can't think about anything like that if you're Spigs right now. You're just throwing strikes, and you're making him earn it, and it's all you can do.
A huge pitch from Spiegelmeyer. 1-2 to Self. Got him swinging! And that's a big punch out for Aiden Spiegelmeyer, and he's just 1 out away from getting out of the inning. And Self was pinch hitting for the catcher, Wilson. Now it's back to the top of the order, Dilly. Takes a strike. 1-1 count. Dilly's 1 for 2. He's been swinging a good bat today, has an RBI, and he's drawn a pair of walks.
Yeah, I mean, ground ball gets you out of this thing right here for Spig.
Misses high. Great catch by Lewis behind the plate.
It's all right. To be fair, that's not always a terrible thing, the outside of the plate. I hear this a lot from a lot of old school pitchers, but Mike Smithson the other night was saying about throwing inside. Outside of the plate is now probably open. He can live kind of where he was the last 2 hitters.
The 1-2 pitch again misses upstairs. And the last thing you want to do is walk the bases loaded. But he's only 2 pitches away from getting out of this.
Yeah. You're again making him earn it. Trust in yourself that you can throw a strike right here.
3-1. Look back to second. The pitch. Called strike 2.
pretty late. I thought it was a strike, but he hasn't called it a lot tonight. I'll be honest.
That's 3-2, 2 outs though.
Yeah,
Runners
big
will
call
be
right
in
here.
motion. They'll get a head start. Ball in the outfield wins the game. And he steps off to take a look back. But yes, these runners will be in motion.
Going after these balls. This is a huge pitch again for Spigs.
So I said last inning, the biggest pitch of the night. This one takes the new top spot, the new biggest pitch of the night. 3-2, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Spiegelmeyer is being forced to throw strike after strike after strike. Dilly is doing a great job at the plate.
He's done a lot better this inning, I think. Being more consistent in the zone, but credit to the batter making him work.
So we're going to do it again. 3-2, 2 outs. Spigs kicks and fires. Fouled back, and Dilly continues to hang. And it looked like Spigs took a little bit off of that pitch. He's just trying to get it across the plate to make him earn it, like you said.
Yeah, you can kind of tell batter, catcher, pitcher. Everyone's kind of just like on eggshells. Even the ump's taking his mask off every time. There's a lot of deep breaths going on right now. It's
fans, coaches, broadcasters.
Yeah,
we're all nervous.
Yep.
The payoff pitch once more. Spins, look back to second, and he's in there safely.
I kind of think at this point, once you've done it once, home back into the batter, you don't want to lose him. I know you've thrown some good pitches and keeps fouling it off, but that would be my main focus right now. Not that I want the guy at second to get a huge lead. I get that, but you really want this guy. You go after this guy.
The payoff pitch. Popped foul, out of play. We'll do it once more.
Man, credit to Dilly right now. He is earning this at bat right now. But if you're Spigs, you're still battling up there. This is an awesome battle. Yeah, your game plan's the same. You're just throwing strikes to John Michael right now.
Well, and this is what baseball's all about. Electric arm out of the bullpen. Great hitter at the plate. The pitch. And that ball is hit to center field. He's under it, and we're going to extras. Aiden Spiegelmeyer wins the battle, and Dilly flies out, and we're going to the 8th. And exhale.
Incredible battle right now. I mean, even the ball hit was hard. It was just up, and it just kind of got knocked down a little bit. The wind's shifting around, and I think Major's moved to center. He calm, cool, and collected as always. Got right under it, caught it. Dogs, you kind of feel like, the game's tied and they've came back, but you kind of feel like you have new life after that. After walking the first guy, single, guy in the winning run in scoring position, you strike out their best hitter. We know he's got a UCL tear, so you hate that, but he is their best hitter, no matter. That was huge.
That news was just recently broke itself, tore his UCL a week before the season, and that's horrible news, just to put it bluntly. I mean, this kid has loads of talent, and for his season like this to be limited by an injury, you never want to see that for anybody, no matter who they play for, no matter who they are. So,
but yeah, and you hate that. He's awesome. But if you're Spigs, you're like not only relieved, you feel like, hey, I earned that. That's how I would be, at least. I earned that. That was, that should build confidence, and here we go. You remember when we scored, had that big inning, who started it with 2 outs? Major Qualls getting hit in the hand, and look who is up at the plate. So this is kind of, what you want right now. You want Major to get up there and use his speed and then get to the top. So
it'll
here
go
we go.
9-1-2 for the Dogs. Third baseman cheating in a little bit. First baseman playing back. Bramlett still on the bump. And Qualls spins out of danger for ball 1. So not squaring around yet. We know that's something that Qualls, he poses that threat, but as we've said, he's been swinging pretty well, so let him swing away. That one misses up and in for ball 2. Qualls way ahead. And Colby, in this extra inning, do you think the Dogs will take the approach of take 2, you get a strike?
I don't know about everyone because you get to the top, but I think for Major, just because you is so valuable on the bases, and that's an option. I think you do that with him. If he gets on, then you're attacking.
The 2-0. Down and in, ball 3. Now, red light, 100%.
Yeah. You don't care if he lobs it up there down the middle. You're taking this, and you're probably honestly taking the next one.
The 3-0 from Bramlett. Missed it up and away, ball 4. So now the speedy Major Qualls is on first, and it rolls back over to Aiden Spiegelmeyer, whose heart's probably beating out of his chest after that last inning.
Yeah, yeah, that's big, but you can use that here. You can use that as adrenaline to see something you like and go after it. Curious with Spigs and Major if he's going to maybe do like a sack and see if he can get Spigs on.
And you always have to be ready of Bramlett's move over to first. Does so right there. Qualls was ready for it. But Major just can't afford to be lackadaisical. It's got to be locked in every pitch. Spiegelmeyer squares. Pulls it back. Qualls takes off. They're on a second way late. And Major swipes second base.
I mean, he beat that throw like by a couple steps.
I'm not sure. He squared the bunt, pulled it back.
Oh, maybe he's just asking if he pulled it back. I'm not actually sure.
I mean, it looked like a strike. I mean, I think he ducked, so it looked higher than it was.
Either way, 1-0 count to Spigs. You got the go-ahead run at second and probably your fastest guy on the team in Major. And props to him for getting in that position.
Ahead in the count, 1-0. Major Qualls out at second, nobody out. Spigs at the plate. Bramlett delivers. Spiegelmeyer, healthy cut, missed it for strike 1.
Really good pitch right there to come back and throw some off speed, and you know that he's looking to do damage right here. So that was a really good pitch. 1-1 count.
Squares. Beautiful bunt. Qualls breaks to third. Bramlett throw to first. He airmailed him. He overshot him. And Major Qualls scores. Bulldogs lead in the top of the 8th. Just put the ball in play and good things happen. Colby, we're going to break a record for saying that more than any other broadcast team throughout the course of a single season. But that's the truth.
You can say it when it's true, though. Like, that's the thing is you can use your speed. You know the guy on second has enormous speed, too. Why not create chaos with 0 outs and see if you can keep adding on to it? Braden steps in, and this is another guy you really want to see. Of course, we're at the top of the order. See if Spigs can use his wheels right here.
Spigs, good speed. Pickoff move to first. Dives back in. Pitch to Chesser. That's in there for a strike. So maybe take till you get a strike, and now he's ready. 0-1, no out. Quick slide step. Spigs takes off. Low throw. Slides in safely. And the ball gets into center field, and Spiegelmeyer's going to hold up at 2.
They're doing a really good job. Major and Spigs kind of running on good counts, running on, where they're kind of expecting something breaking.
And speed kills, Colby. It's one of the few aspects of this game that you can't teach.
Yeah, and those 2 throws weren't like close to getting them. So yeah, that's what you do.
That pitch misses outside for a ball. Two balls and 1 strike to Chesser. Kicks and delivers. Chesser ground ball to third. Damesworth fields it. Spigs has to retreat, and the throw's on the money.
I tell you what, the Damesworth and then who's the shortstop? Is it Brooks or
Burns?
Burns, excuse me. They've looked really good tonight. They've been very solid. I think there's only been like one bad throw from Burns, but like, I mean, they're making plays over there. That's like fundamentally sound. You have a guy that's not a force at second, and he's fast. You just saw him still base. You come and glove that ball, and you stare him down, make sure he doesn't go, and then you throw a strike to first. That was
And
really
they're going to
good.
put John Michael on.
I mean, yeah, I think I would do it too.
It makes sense.
It's
But
tough.
again, it's a pick your poison moment because you set up the double play, but for a guy that runs as well as Kraft does, you're probably not going to turn two unless it's like a line drive, double him off kind of deal. It's going to be Ruger Toddy over there at first, running for Lewis. For the cleanup man, Kraft. First pitch misses way outside. Nice snag by Wilson.
Yeah, if you're the Dogs, you don't really. I mean, obviously you want John Michael to hit the ball, but you're trusting your lineup right now, especially how they've been playing lately. Just gives you another base runner to potentially score.
Inside, and that got Kraft. Bases loaded, one out for arguably one of the most clutch hitters on the team, Carter Bates.
Yeah, there's few on one up right now, and he's one of them.
And we do see some arms emerge out of that Waverly bullpen. And if you're the Tigers, this almost has to be a double play because you cannot pitch to Kylan Seal with the bases loaded.
I would. Not right now.
Or do you Barry Bonds it and just walk him and give up the run?
I don't know if you Barry Bonds it, but the thought. I would be lying if I said the thought didn't cross my mind. You know what I mean? So you're hoping to get a ground ball right here.
More facetiously, I guess, but it is funny to think about.
I mean, he looks like Bonds tonight, so
I
don't think it's that
steroids,
crazy.
Yeah. I think Kylan's all natural, I'm pretty sure.
Confirmed by Dad to our right.
Confirmed, yeah.
I do think with that being known that he's on deck, Carter's probably going to see something to hit right here. I would imagine. And if you're him, with how he's been swinging the bat as well, I think you're pretty happy to see something that maybe is a mistake or something you like. So, yeah, we'll see. Looks like work.
So it's number 7, Kaz Cooksey, taking the mound for the Tigers. And with one out, bases loaded, he's going to face Carter Bates, the first man up since the pitching change. Comes set, nowhere to put Bates. Kicks and delivers. And a get-me-over fastball for strike one.
Yeah, and then we talked about that with Spiggs earlier. That's very important to come in the game, throw strikes, especially when you need a ground ball right here. So let's see if he can continue to do it. I think if you're Carter Bates, you're just aggressive now. You've seen a strike.
Bates squares the squeezes on. He missed it. And Spiggs is tagged out coming home, so a suicide squeeze. That's a tough break for the Dogs, although you didn't really need to run into any outs there with Bates at the plate. I mean, you got to trust his bat, don't you?
It's a tough one. I like the creativity, but sometimes you can kind of do too much. But, you kind of want Carter Bates to at least get a foul ball off of it, and that's a pretty tough one to get. The two hardest ones are the ones that kind of hit the dirt or can't reach. So
high kick, runner goes. Bates swings, low line drive to Burns. Fields the hop, throw to first in time. So Waverly's able to limit the damage. They're within 1. Dogs 10, Tigers 9, and we're on to the bottom of the 8th. So as we gear up for the bottom of the 8th, if you're still with us on WNKX, we appreciate you hanging in there as we are pushing in on the 3-hour mark. Just as we thought we'd have a shorter game, fate had other ideas because we are in extra innings, the bottom of the 8th, and the Dogs lead by 1. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Tigers, and Coach DeShane is riding with Spiegelmeyer for one more frame. It starts off with the red-hot Kyson Damesworth. He has swung a great bat tonight. And right now, he's just looking to be a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, if you're Spigs, you're back to work. You're just throwing strikes and having them earn it. I mean, I've said it a bunch, but that's kind of what you do as a bullpen guy. You come in a game and you just get to work, you throw strikes.
First pitch, big swing and a miss by Damesworth. So if you're a Bulldog fan, you're hoping good signs from Spigs that he's starting to find that zone now. And another swing and a miss.
That's the best pitch I've seen tonight. There was one last inning where he came back and got into a count and really dotted one on the outside, but that one was, he just threw one by him. And as a hitter, there's nothing more deflating, so I love that.
0-2, Lewis sets high. And that ball smacked to right field, and it's a bloop single for Damesworth.
Yeah, it just looks like a spot was missed. We have a pretty good vantage point. I guess you guys do too with the camera. Good vantage point. We've seen John Michael kind of want it higher, and you're really just trying to get a pitch out, see if he'll chase it. That one was a ball. It just wasn't high enough. It was just high enough where the batter could kind of just throw it the other way.
It was high enough where a good hitter does good hitter things.
Correct.
And that's what Damesworth did to get the tying run on first with no outs. And if I'm not mistaken, that might be the first hit against Spiegelmeyer since he's entered the game. Maybe the second. And that one misses just outside for ball 1. Spigs in the zone, fouled straight back. The 1-1 pitch, Spiegelmeyer missed it low, runner breaks. Lewis throw down way late, and the tying run's in scoring position with no out.
Good read by the runner right there to kind of see that John Michael was blocked it and had his head down, kind of making sure that ball was under him, and just read it and went. And it was a pretty good read right there by the runner.
And I know you have a really good hitter at the plate, but Harbison, who's 0 for 3, maybe you consider laying one down with no outs?
Yeah, I mean, 3-hole hitter, he's still in scoring position, maybe, but yeah, I mean, it's up to how they feel right now, right? It's up to, you get a read on your team. That's what a coach does, is makes the decision. But I think I'd let him go, up big in the count too. Not big, but up in the count.
The 2-1 in the zone. Again, he's swinging away and fouls it back. So with the tying run at second, nobody out, Spigs is going to have to be essentially perfect on the mound to keep this lead and to win the game.
Yeah, no outs, guy in scoring position. A strikeout would go a long way.
Time is called at the plate. Going to make Spiegelmeyer think about it a little bit on the bump. Comes set. The 2-2. Misses way up and in, buzzes the tower. And the count goes full 3-2.
Like I said, you're not really trying to do that at all, but maybe the outside's a little open. Maybe the call right here, just a fastball on the outside corner, trying to land one. You do have a base open. I mean, I know it's a winning run, but yeah.
And he misses way outside. And now the winning run's on first, still nobody out. And I know Brody Davis is up, but maybe now you think about squaring one down, put winning run at second with less than 2 away.
I would highly agree here. If you're the Dogs, you're kind of hoping not. Somehow you can get a ground ball and get a double play, excuse me, right here. But yeah, I think if you can kind of see it, well, you can't see on the camera, but on the left side, the head coach and Davis are talking about what to do here. It does look like we're getting a pitching change.
And I'm waiting to see who they're choosing to bring in. I think it's going to be Kylan Seal. So he's already been hot at the plate. He's going to need to be picture perfect on the mound to keep this game going or to even win it.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he was pretty dominant. He's got to have a lot of confidence after what he's done at the plate today. So maybe you're just playing the hot hand right now if you're Coach Shane and you're not letting a game like this slip out of your hands, you know. But if you're Seal, you're coming in, you're throwing strikes, and hopefully they don't have the bunt on. You can get a ground ball right here, and I mean, even if they do, it's just a tough situation to come into. But you know, he looked good his last time. Got a lot of confidence right now.
But the way this game's been going, you're not even in this position without Kylan Seal to begin with. So if you're gonna live and die, you live and die by number 24.
Yep, I completely agree. Yeah, this is exciting. I mean, this is exciting. I know it's everyone's on eggshells again. This is another like it's so quiet at a baseball game with a bunch of people, but
and with us broadcasting, it feels like everyone.
I feel like I'm yelling.
Yeah, we're
I feel like I'm yelling right now.
We apologize, but not really.
Not really.
It's our job.
We don't apologize.
And mind you, it was Brody Davis who the Dogs intentionally walked last time.
Very important here too for John Michael to be a wall back there. He's been very good tonight. There's a couple pass balls with him and Spiggs earlier, but important to just stay locked in there and block everything up and be sure-handed. Yeah, it's go time right now, and no outs. 2 guys on. 5-hole hitter in Davis, or 4-hole hitter in Davis, excuse me, at the plate. Yeah, I'm kind of looking and see if they let their 4-hole hitter lay down a bunt. I just settle down, set in, trust your stuff.
But this game is so heavily mental.
Very.
And he's going to have to control himself on the bump. Pitch to Davis. In at the knees for ball 2.
Maybe a little low, but I like the spot. Good pitch. 2-0. If you're the batter, you're looking strike. Haven't seen him square yet, so that's kind of surprising.
The 2-0 pitch. Misses down again for ball 3.
Yeah, just a little low right now. It's kind of the opposite of what we were seeing from Spiggs, but it's the same thing, just adrenaline and trying to play something. Just trust yourself and throw that pitch that you know you can.
Just got to find a middle ground. The 3-0. That one's over for a strike.
Another late call, but hey, 3-1 count. We see if Seal can battle back here.
Just one pitch at a time. 3-1. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. That's over for strike 2.
Haven't seen a swing yet. I'm curious what he's looking for. I mean, right now you're protecting, right? But if you're Kylan Seal, all you can do is throw strikes right here.
From 3-0 to 3-2. Here's the pitch. Bouncing ball back to the mound. To second. Nice play to get the tag. Oh, man, and you could hear a gasp. The air was almost drained from the Hickman County side, and a great play out at second by Andy Kraft to just get one. So I guess that works almost like a bunt that didn't move 2 runners over, instead just 1.
Right. Moves the tying runner to third. Winning runner still at first. Got 1 out, though. You can roll this up, get out of the inning, win the ball game. But yeah, I think there was a big sigh of relief right there. Seal actually did a pretty good job locating that ball. It's an awkward one. It's kind of like a knuckleball. Comes off the handle of the bat. Did a great job staying with it. The throw was a little errant, but man, you talk about a good play. A second base by Andy Kraft and 1 out.
Burns is 0 for 4 tonight, 3 strikeouts, but no better time for him to find that redemption. First pitch misses high for ball 1.
before that ball right before that one missed. I think it was a little for that ball right before that one missed. I think it was a little low. I think it was correct call, but yeah, it's tough to come into a game fresh like that and have to immediately find the zones. But maybe you can find it right here. I mean, you got to. You got um, Span come to the plate, who's gotten out 3 times tonight. All kinds of different ways, a fly out, a strikeout, and a ground out. You're just trying to get a ground ball at the end of the day, honestly, right at a guy. Strikeout obviously would be huge, but you can't spot a ball. You can't try to locate the ball. You're just throwing to John Michael right now and throwing strikes. That's all you can do.
And the Dogs have corners in, middle infield's at double play depth. So they're creeping in a little bit. Maybe they're thinking 4 all the way.
Not sure I agree with it, but you know what? If you can get that guy out at 4 and maybe get a double play out of it, that would be big.
That's behind him. Runners coming. And we're tied. So now Hickman County's backs are really against the wall. And the outfield playing. That really seems to be the only play too.
Yeah, I don't think you pitched him.
So now, if you get that same sort of weak ground ball back to the mound, go 4 for 1 on the first, double play, inning over, and we'll go to the 9th. But that might be a bit of wishful thinking, just one step at a time, because these Bulldogs are going to need nothing short of a miracle to get out of this.
I honestly think the strikeout it's that or something hard hit right at somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're really digging deep here if you're the Dogs.
First pitch from Seal misses upstairs again.
Yeah, and you also can't afford to walk him. That's another thing. That's pretty obvious, but has to be said right now. You got to come to the guy, and pitch to him, and can't afford to walk him, or that's game.
Nowhere to put Bryce Griffin, and he has a chance to be a hero. Seal delivers, misses up and in, and that almost got him in the arm.
Just gotta take a deep breath if you're on the mound, if you're Seal. Get back in the zone, throw strikes, try to get out of this thing.
The 2-0. Oh. Called ball 3, and the strike zone is the size of a soup can.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those on that side, and well, kind of all over the place that you're questioning, but if you're Seal, you can't do anything about it. You just got to try to throw strikes. That's all you can do.
3-0. Over for a strike, hopefully. Yep. Ooh, and that throw from Lewis back to him was low. Nice play by Kylan. And this is probably the most nerve-wracking spot Seal could be in. The 3-1. Over for strike 2. Full count. So now Griffin, are you still?
I think in this spot, I don't think Griffin even wants to swing. It's a lot of pressure, admittedly. It's a lot.
Seal delivers 3-2 payoff. Ground ball to second, got to come home with it, and he overthrew him. And Waverly's gonna win. The Tigers may have had one hit these last 2 innings, but they still rally enough to score 4 runs and beat the Dogs 11-10 in the bottom of the 8th. And Colby, that was really the name of the story. A whole lot of walks, whole lot of wild pitches. Like I said, maybe 2 hits for the Tigers in the last 2 innings. Just really unfortunate for the Bulldogs, but now you know what you got to work on.
Yeah, last 3 innings for that matter, they had a home run in the 6th. Did have a single in the 6th, but 7th you had 1 single, 8th you had 1 single. That's it. Errors, 1 error and walks. Of course, some intentional, trying to get situationally, but that one stings because how big you were up, and similar to the game they won against Lewis County. I mean, that's high school baseball for you, but yeah, you got a chance to even the series again tomorrow at home. Last time they had a chance to even the series, they did it against Lewis County. So don't hang your heads. I mean, you can't do anything about it. It's a tough one to lose, but you lost it. Can't do anything about it. Got to come in the next day and fight at the plate, fight on the mound, and just improve. Look to win a ball game.
So the Bulldogs are going to have to gather themselves and you touched on this a little bit, Colby, but that game on Monday, brutal loss to Lewis County. We thought, how in the world are they going to recover? But they come out Tuesday and they recovered. And tonight's one of those nights where you had it, it was in your grasp, and it just got through your fingers. And I do want to give props to Kylan Seal there at the end of the game. I mean, he down 3-0 in the count, working it back to 3-2, getting weak contact for all intents and purposes, the perfect pitch. Got your ground ball, could have been a second out, but the chips just didn't fall your way. Mistakes happen. That's the game of baseball. As fun as it is, as much as we love it, it doesn't come without its heartbreaks.
Yeah, and it's obvious like he got what he wanted. You just it's tough to get in that situation, and that wasn't his fault or really Spiggs' fault. Like it just broke that way, and sometimes we say it walks will haunt, and it's those sting because I don't want to say it too loud because where we are, but you feel like we really didn't earn it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just like that. Those are the ones that sit with you as a pitcher, as a defense, even as a hitter. You're like, we didn't do enough to earn it. We just let it go. Similar to probably what Lewis County felt on Tuesday. But that's what happens, and you learn from these things. It's important that this happens in a non-district game, honestly, and get a chance, like we said, to even it up tomorrow, and improve on that and learn from it.
And yeah, and there are a few plays that Hickman County will go back to in this game if they go back and watch film or study up what happened. They're going to think, man, I really wish we hadn't done that, or we really wish this didn't go a certain way. But as you said, the truth of the matter is it happened. The game's over, and now are you going to get bitter, or are you going to become better? That's those are your two options that lie before you right now.
That's probably what the talk is, right? At the in right field right now with Coach Duchesne and the coaches. Yeah, it's just I can't stress enough how much those sting like that. But you can't sulk like you're saying. You can't have that hangover of, man, I wish we would have done that differently. You got a chance to do it differently tomorrow.
Absolutely, and to Waverly's credit, they did what they had to do to win.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about one of the most pivotal at-bats of this whole game was the leadoff hitter Damesworth in the bottom of the eighth. He was down 0-2 or 1-2 to a hard-throwing Aiden Spiegelmeyer.
Yep.
We thought the at-bat was over before it started because of how he looked on those first two swings and misses. But he comes back, sits back on a fastball, punches it the other way, has a leadoff single on a blue pit, and it seemed like things really unraveled from there because they were able to get the leadoff man on. And then they were just putting the ball in play, taking patient and disciplined at-bats. So props to the Tigers. They defended their home field tonight, but now they're going to have to go on the road tomorrow night and replicate that same success in Hickman County. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would think they're going to be hungry for a W to even the week 2-2.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we talked a little bit during the game about how the staff is the pitching staff, that is kind of thin right now. I mean, some guys. I mean, you don't have bad pitchers back there. It's just guys that haven't got a ton of work lately. So I'd be interested to see who they roll out tomorrow, and they probably already made that decision. But yeah, it's one you don't want to spend too much time on. We used to sometimes we would just say, that's a hey, that happens, forget it, let's move on. Because if you that's one you can sulk on for a while and be like, I could have done better, because you can control it. Some of those where you just get flat out beat, you're like, all right, well, let's go to the house and go get some food. But yeah, these are tough. So big keys here to not sulk on it. Come in tomorrow, ready to go, new day, new opportunity.
So Colby, I want to tie this broadcast together with something you said earlier. You put baseball into golf terms almost. Like, you messed up on one play, okay, let's go get the next. On the mound, you messed up on a pitch, let's go get the next. At the plate, you messed up on an at-bat, go get the next. And we can broaden that out in a game sense. If you messed up for a game, you lost one, okay, go get the next one. That's the beauty of baseball. You've got a game tomorrow, and I'm thrilled to call it alongside you back home at Douglas T. Bates III Stadium, and that is the next time you will hear from us. So thank you to everyone who tuned in tonight on WNKX, whether it be through YouTube, Facebook, or the Access Tennessee app available on all Roku devices. And we also want to send a very special thank you to Waverly for giving us a great place to set up. They were super hospitable to us. We love them, and we thank you guys very much. If